Welcome to Night Court Jurors. We're in session. See, I remembered. Wednesday night, I had hit the outro button, and then some people commented and is like, we got to put him through a whole hit the gavel class. And so I just waited for the video to die out before I hit end broadcast. And then I came back and I was like, dink, dink, end.
Hello, jurors.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Hi.
Thanks, Ricky, for the membership. And I have almost... Welcome back. Welcome back. Good grief. I'm so glad you all are here. It is a Friday. So what better things do we have to do than to stare at Jodi Arias? That's not true. We got a lot of stuff in the beginning of this show. First of all, I kind of want to talk about what's behind me. Can we talk about that for a second?
Oh, yeah.
I've completely redone this backside. So like all of the wrestling stuff's gone, and all of this stuff is stuff that you wonderful folks have sent me. This is, you can't really tell, but it says on air. I'm gonna have to fix the camera settings. And then this one says live. The on air is from Frankie. The live is from Shireen. And then on top of that, Frankie also Frankie, ooh, the shirt I'm wearing. And then just remember, you've got this.
Oh, yeah.
Book.
You've got this.
Yes. And then this pillow. Yay! We have a magic pillow. Oh, man.
Okay, actually, this goat book, I've already been looking at it. This is really cute. Look, this is so cute. It's got like pictures of the little goats. It's got like little quotes on each page. It's really cute. So funny.
Frankie said, hold on, Lisa needs her wrestling picks up. I mean, Lisa, I'll send them to you. You can have them.
I've got my own goat now.
Yay, you do. Now, listen, if you start putting on a leash and walking it, I might see you on the news.
You know what? It wouldn't be the weirdest thing I've done. So there's that.
Kathy, we are...
No.
The answer is no. We are always working.
Always.
It is always happening. You goat male. Goats. Goodness gracious.
Also, Miss Lucy got some gifts today too. She got a Chewy Vuitton purse.
A Chewy Vuitton. That's beautiful.
So, yeah, she's got a Chewy Vuitton purse to go with her little bank card she got last week. So, look, she's over here trying to get to these treats. So, thank you. Florida woman arrested walking a goat pillow on a leash. I
thought it was my dog.
So this was, I know you're ready to, she sees me with her toys and her treats and she's like throwing a fit.
Those are mine.
So, thank you so much, Jennifer. That's hilarious. Oh, her little hair bow just came out. Oh, your hair's a mess, girl. Let's get you fixed. Also, I don't know. This did not have a thing from, so I don't know who it's from. But she's already, look, we've already torn into the bag. And now she's like, do you see her? She's like trying to get, okay. Here. Calm down. It's like turned into a crackhead over these things. This, and then they came in a package So I need to know who these came from because it came with that and then all these toys for her.
Oh my gosh.
So she's got like one of every kind of little plush toy to drag around with her. Super cute. So, but it didn't have a name or anything on it, so I don't know who they're from. So I need to know.
Jennifer, thank you for gifting a membership, and that membership went to Carolina Girl, who is, I think, at the beginning was just looking for looking how to turn them on. So good times, good timing.
Yay!
Welcome. Grab your Kool-Aid, grab your juror chair by doing exclamation point seat, like I'm gonna do to myself right now, and hop into the juror box. The jury box is getting large, Brandi. It's getting large.
Yes.
Large. We love it. Yeah, Brandi is going to need a condo for the toys.
I know. Okay, so she's got this pretty little red bow, and I haven't had a chance to put it on her yet because look at her. Like, she's scared to put this treat down. This is her third one since I went a few minutes ago. Okay, this matches her bow. It's a little 13th juror thing to go on her collar. How cute is this? Wiggle Style sent this. It's got the little 13th juror thing, and her collar slips right through here, so she can be representing when we're out there. And she sent this too. It's got like the little thing on there too. So how cute.
Some folks can't see Lucy because of the words on the side. Here, I'll put you on the other side. There you go. Look at the bow. It's so cute. She's adorable. I just want to snuggle with her, and she states away. I don't like it.
She's hilarious. So thank y'all so much for our stuff. Whoever sent the treats that she's being a crackhead about and all those toys, I need to know because it didn't have a thing.
Lucy now has the same diet as me.
I like treats.
Right? Okay, so just a little bit of stuff here. Hey, look. Our 1, 2, 3 80s music man. I got to figure out what I think you might be on some of Lucy's crack because you are always that button, the thumb work is intense. So 80s music man, congrats, first place. You might as well just keep the throne. I'm gonna have to start leasing it. Candace, you moved up from 3 to 2. I think you were third today. I think your daughter was actually second, to be honest with you. Brandi, did you read my text earlier? Candace, and I think her daughter's name is Sydney. I think I got that right. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Wiggle.
Yeah, she has I have the card. I don't know if
you need to send me that for sure.
I'll send it to you.
But yeah, Candace was in third. Sydney was in second. Sydney was like, how do I turn on gifts? She turned on gifts. Candace, real quick, when there was like 4 people in there, was like, award a gift, and then boom, Sydney got it. It was great. It was
awesome.
Brilliant. Yes, it is Sydney. Yes, I remembered. I can't remember nothing. I remembered that though. 80s turns off the lights as well. Does he sweep the floor? I hope so.
He runs the vacuum, so yeah.
Sydney's here. Hi, Sydney.
Hi.
And then Terry, you get yourself the love sack, baby love sack.
Love sack. Love sack.
I gotta get a little like music sting for that for each one of those, and then and it comes with a complimentary plastic cover, at least at night. For Night Court, it does.
Look,
because it's just like that.
Lady Grayson.
Oh God! If I hear that that hype word, it's not a hype word. It's like a catch word, just like Nepo baby. It's like a thing now. I don't know why. So I said to you, hey, I've got a few things that I wanted to show you. I know there's probably more stuff that we need to do. However, our wonderful mod, Annie, had decided, hey, send me some photos. And I'm going to run it through this cool program that I have, which is indeed AI. So I'm sure, but I will show you mine first because that's only fair.
Okay.
And then Brandi, I will show you yours because you didn't know, but now you do.
I didn't know.
So there's one.
Oh, dang. That's cool. Actually, it matches the background too for Night Court.
Yes. Is that one? There's my Simpsons character. All right, here are yours.
Oh my gosh, I look so young. Aw. Oh, I like my necklace in that. Oh, I like my necklace in that too. Oh, I love that. Like the pop art.
You like those? Aren't those cool?
Those are cool.
I'll send them your way.
Thank you. So cool.
That was Annie. All Annie.
I look young when I'm in a drawing. Eyebrows and all.
Look, eyebrows.
Dang it!
We both
every time. We always hit the same comments, and then it just like and disappears because we always hit the same one.
Even when I'm not on the stream, we click the same ones.
I'm like, dang it, JT,
oh man,
back off the keyboard. But then,
for real.
But then I forget, and then I'm like, oh, I'm so glad he showed that because I was not paying attention.
We do love Annie. It's true.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah, Shireen's, we were doing them. See, Shireen, you can see Shireen. All of our mods are going to have like the rainbow neon color like profiles pretty soon here. We're kind of doing a theme thing now. So
that's cool.
I can't organize my life, but the mods can organize everything. So thank you. Thank you. Did you want to talk website?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so websites. We are going to, yeah, that's fine. It's fine for now. We've got updates. We have updates to Trial Daddies. Let's see here. We've already had Sergeant Andrew Phillips. We had that feller. We had Mr. July. Travis Rudolph. Mr. August 2024. Rudolph.
There's still a couple more, but I ran out of time.
So I love that picture of him.
I do too.
His arms are so much bigger now.
Yeah.
And then Mr. September is Manuel Oliver.
He is delicious.
I like the fact that he wore a Sex Pistols shirt to court.
Me too. And that didn't save right. I had the background removed, so it like that pink and the yellow on the side popped. Why didn't it save right?
Canva does that sometimes.
It does do that sometimes because it's done that to me before.
And there's Mr. August.
Delicious. Hello,
Officer McMichael.
That's Sailor's daddy. I had to crop myself out of this because I couldn't find any pictures, but this is from a screenshot where somebody's laughing at me for drooling over him and fixing my hair while he was up there. So I had to crop myself out, and I'm like,
you know the one thing we need. I don't know if we have it on here. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Do we have a link to the store?
I thought so, but we might not.
I don't see it.
Maybe not.
It's no biggie. I didn't know. I'm making everybody sick with how fast I'm moving that though. I could tell you.
Yeah, we're all nauseous now. Thanks.
For sure. Well, if I'm gonna be nauseous, you guys have to be nauseous with me. Oh man, what a wild ride! There are announcements tonight, and I think most of you are here for announcements. I think. Well, let's do the first smaller announcement, and that is that on Sundays when we're not doing WTF, and I mentioned a little bit of this, but on Sundays when we're not doing WTF, I'm going to be releasing a video for members for the first 3 days, and then come Wednesday it'll open up to everybody, but it's going to be called Sidebar, and it'll be basically one-shot cases, and here is how awesome our mods are, which we already know. But we were talking about it today, and I was like, if you guys have any cases, you can send them to me. And I created an Excel spreadsheet that's really organized. Like, it tells me whether anything's been recorded or written or whatever. And I was like, you guys drop cases in there, give me a couple of links to sources, and we'll kind of go from there. And 10 minutes later, there were 20 lines full. And I was like, this is great. But so Sidebar is going to be on Sundays. It kind of takes a lot of stuff that I've done in the past with podcasts, but makes it visual, which is strange to me. It's a foreign thing, but I wanted to show everybody the intro real fast and kind of give you guys just a taste of kind of the design of everything. So I'm going to real quick change this Sidebar, and then here's the intro. in that sidebar. And
That was
hopefully,
good.
thanks. Hopefully everybody likes it. I was doing like a traditional PowerPoint / like Canva point, and I was like, why am I doing this? I can add videos and stuff. What? So hopefully everybody likes the first one. And then we'll be going from there. So I'm excited about it. And then I guess the big announcement. This is courtesy of a lot of work that Brandi's done with communication. But so everybody knows that on Monday we have Mark coming on, and Mark the Shark, and he's gonna be doing a wonderful interview in the morning at 9:30 Eastern, and I cannot wait. I might have taken off work, kind of just to be there. I promise to sit in my corner though and listen, mostly. So it just so happened that the same day, this wonderful gentleman has agreed to be on Night Court. And I'm very excited to announce the fact that on Monday at 8:30, I think it is, right? 8:30? Is it 8:30?
I think we said 8:45. We'll go for
8:45. 8:30, 8:45. Mr. Kirk Nurmi is going to be on, the former defense attorney of Miss Arias. And I say that because she hates it. Per his book, which is wonderful. I've been reading it. And so Kirk will be on with us. He's been wonderful enough to give us some of his time so we can talk about the case, talk about him. He's done a lot of stuff since the case, which I also want to just talk to him about. He's got a lot of awesome, like, motivational videos and just thoughtful videos on his channel. And so I'm very, very excited to chat with him. And I'm excited to have Brandi, of course, join us. And so that being said,
I promise to sit quietly in my corner.
No, please don't. That being, I've never been more nervous. I don't get nervous often. I now am. So feel free to send you can do this in a couple of ways. You can send an email. So you can send it. Yeah, that's the best way. Send an email. Send an email to me or Brandi. But I can send. Brandi, you've already got your questions.
I'm handling the Mark, so
yes.
Y'all send the Kirk to JT.
Yeah, send questions to Kirk. To me, it's JT at 13thJurorPodcast.com. And I will collate all of those questions, put them together. In addition, while we're watching the Jodi Arias interrogation or tonight, if you want to, toss questions in the chat, I'll try and go back, or maybe our mods can just type them in a notepad or something as they see them, if they're willing to. Hopefully they are. But if not, that's fine too. You all do a ton of other stuff. So Sandra said, wait, what's going on? Mr. Kirk Nurmi is going to be on with us on Monday at 8:45. And so we're really excited to have him with us. Monday is going to be great.
It's such a huge day.
It is a big day. Like 7 days ago, it was just going to be a Monday. Know? It's no longer going to just be a Monday. It's going to be great. Yes, Kirk, he did have a glow up. He did a lot of stuff to take care of himself. He had a lot of things happen. There's a lot of stuff that happened, but there's a lot of inspirational stuff with Mr. Nurmi. So I'm really excited to talk to him. Oh boy. Oh, okay. That's off my chest now.
So cool. I have been I've been getting the emails for the questions from Mark, but I haven't even read any of them yet. I've been working on the stuff for the new trial all day long. So I'm letting them accumulate, and then I'm going to sort through them Sunday and get them all on one sheet. And there you go, Candace. Yes. Like, it's funny how many people are like, oh my gosh, I'm going to, call into work, or I'm going to, come in late.
We are bad, just bad influences.
I'm like, we're just going to pass out jury duty notices for everybody. So we'll have one. Oh, we should have a downloadable one on our website.
We should. That should happen. Queen Swope. I don't have a video of her crawling through the doggy door, but I did tease on Twitter the fact that I had a couple of videos that I would reject from American Idol.
Oh, please! Did you have the one that I just I sent? Somebody had sent an email to me about it. Did you?
I found the two, and so
awesome.
Here's the first one. And this is Jodi. She has decided that it is important for her to sing Like a Prayer. And I don't know how I don't know how this is happening, but here it is. In fact, actually, let's see if it's loud enough. I think it is. No, it's not. Wait, is it coming through? Oh, it's coming through the FX Sound audio enhancer. Hold on. Okay, let's try again.
I don't have audio.
You don't?
Do you?
Okay. I'm not convinced that I do. It might have something to do with where's that? Where did that open to? Hold on, everybody. Having brief technical issues. Where did that go?
Your makeup tutorial?
Right. It's not even. Okay. Let's do that, and then let's open it back up. Will you open appropriately now for me? No. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. Okay, speakers. Streaming on. Okay, let's give this a shot again. Tell me if you can hear it now. No? No? Nothing? Okay, here we go. Then I'm going to do this and start this over again. All right, now let's try it. Well, let's give it a shot. Oh, good grief. Add to the stream. There we go.
When you call my name, like a little prayer, down on my knees, I wanna take you there, in the midnight hour, I can feel your power, just like a prayer, you know, take you there, like a shower,
Oh, that's not the only one I've got, though.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, there is so much
She's
more,
like the
y'all.
gift that keeps on giving.
She is. Oh, Terry gifted a membership. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
The lucky recipient was Peggy Thomas. Peggy, welcome to the cult family. Cult? Cult. Forget it. I'm going to stop saying family. It's a cult. It's just the way it is. All right. So here is... let's see if I can change this to voice. See if that makes it any better. All right.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is
That's right. She sang "Oh Holy Night" from her interrogation.
That's a bad choice.
Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of
hope. The weary world rejoices for under break. A new and glorious morn.
Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices. Oh,
I don't have a lighter.
Right? Oh my God, this is 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I wonder if she does a different song. Does she do a different song? Nope. 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 Sure doesn't. Sure doesn't. That is patent pending, and I do not want a copyright strike. I'm still waiting to hear if I can use that. Okay. I can't. I just can't. It's yes, it's totally traditional Mormon Christmas song. 100%. It might be, I don't know. Too many Home Alone references. Good Lord, where are the bolts striking? They're not close enough. Not close enough. Oh wait, hold on. You'd be surprised what goes on in jails. I'm close to inmates all throughout America. People on death row play in gardens all day like Darlie Roudier. Others have TVs, tablets. Prison is different. I would say yes. That would be very different. And just like that, we're all singing back up. Yep, you definitely heard me trying. I couldn't find the harmony though, because it was all over the place on her end. So I'm gonna blame Jodi. Can I blame Miss Arias? I'm gonna blame Miss Arias. I think it's safe. Blame her. So yeah, Jodi sings. Woohoo. Yeehaw. Oh, good grief.
Did y'all see since we have Kathy in here, did y'all see her new video? The one that didn't I send it to you, JT? I was like, stop what you're doing and watch this right now.
Can we play it? Kathy, can we play your video? Please. Thank you.
It wasn't a long one, but man, it was I busted out laughing. Like,
nope, it's not that one.
Literally, like my most obnoxious laugh. That y'all know it. We know it. That real obnoxious laugh, like the JT's in a wig laugh. That one, I did that. Oh my god, it was so funny.
Oh, but so many things. They were so good. Can I please play it? Please, please. Listen, if I play it, you have to go over to Kathy's YouTube, Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo, which probably still has a command, and I think it's !gossip. Sure, play it. I don't know what I say half the time either.
I don't either.
So, all right, here we go. It's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Hey there, true crime friends. Oh my gosh. There is so much going on. Okay, so the Travis Rudolph verdict is in. Travis at home chilling with his family and his friends, having a lovely time. And I was like, okay, I can take a little downtime now that this case is over and then just relax and figure out what's next. But no. This case is the gift that keeps on giving. First and foremost, our favorite Black Cowboy Jesus, DJ Rudolph, is also a rapper. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. Now, let us be clear. I'm super not into rappers. Like, that is not my genre of music. I'm into his rap, though. Like, I really, really want to walk his goat now. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm like,
I want to walk his goat.
He was on Law & Crime, and they were trying to interview him. And I don't know what the nice lady asked him or said to him or whatever, but some angel of a person sent me the clip over on Twitter. You know, I have no idea what I'm doing on Twitter. I see something once and then I can never see it again. Child, I'm lost, but I'm stumbling around over there and I'm finding amazing. Have y'all heard of Twitter? Did y'all know about Twitter? There's some interesting stuff. I also hear that it's like a horrible place and there are terrible people there and like racists and homophobes and anti-woman and anti-everything. But I'm gonna splash around in the shallow end of Twitter and maybe discover more amazing things, like DJ rapping on Law & Crime last night about the injustice of discount big booty, what's her name? Her name does not deserve to be marked in my memory. But wait, there's more. Oh yes, friend, there's more. Our girl, I keep wanting to call her Mandy Matney. She is not Mandy Matney, but she is the Mandy Matney of this case. Oh yes, Brandi Nicole Churchwell. In my mind, she's Chartwell because she does those amazing things. But Brandi Churchwell on Monday morning at 9:30 Eastern time will be interviewing none other than Mark Scheiner. Mark Scheiner, the defense attorney for Travis Rudolph. And she wants everybody to drop their little questions. But listen, I just want to go log in over on the 13th Juror right now. It's Thursday. Monday is only a couple of days away. I can wait. And also, if I get there now, then I can get I can wear my crown and sit on the imaginary throne for being the first person alive. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Brandi, if you're watching this, I'm so thrilled for you. I might have another happiness hangover soon. And then, wait. Because that is not enough. Oh, no. That is not enough. So, I am like not a watcher of streamers, right? Like that's not my thing. But I'm a big fan of Emily D. Baker. Now, she didn't stop by my house or nothing. Everybody calm down. So I watched a little bit of Emily D. Baker, and then I watched her through Murdoch, and then I've been watching Brandi, and I've been touching down here and there on Recovery Addict. Can somebody please explain to me what his name means? Is he like in recovery? Is he addicted to something? I do not understand. I tried to tweet him and ask him, but I can't. I don't even know if I actually tweeted the man or not. Anyway, so he dropped in on Brandi's live stream. His voice is amazing. I know nothing about this man, but I'm a teensy bit obsessed with him, just a little bit. So I was over on his live stream this afternoon after Brandi wrapped up, but the case he was dealing with had to deal with dead children, and y'all, you know my heart can't take it. So I'm waiting for him to do something a little bit more trashy so I can be obsessed with him. But honestly, he could just like read the phone book. Now listen, if you watch these streams all the time, you might get the feeling that I'm super into dudes. I am. When I was young, I was a teensy bit of a hoe, but now I'm a
Girl, same. Girl, same.
So ladies like us are not hoes in public, you know, in our minds and in our dreams. But that ain't none of your business what's going on in our mind and in our dreams. But so to recap, Jesus is a rapper, also a cowboy who has a pet goat that he walks on a leash. Brandi will be interviewing Mark Shiner, and Recovery Addict, I might need some recovery from him to get over his voice because wow, his voice is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go find some of his old videos and use them to like listen to in my headset while I go to sleep because man, his voice is nice. Okay, y'all have a good night. Oh, I'm in my car and there's a spider over there. Oh, it looks like it's outside the window. Okay. Oh, squirrel. I'm so distracted. Maybe I'll jump on in the morning. There was something else I want to talk about, but you know how my memory is. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night. Bye.
I love you so much,
Oh
Kathy.
my gosh.
Truly.
When she said, when I was young, I was a teensy bit of, and I don't know what I was expecting to come out, but that was not it. And I busted out laughing. I was like, oh my God. It was literally my obnoxious laugh. Oh my gosh. She's so funny.
I'm in love with Black Jesus. If you know that song originally, don't tell me because I'll feel embarrassed.
Okay, for those of y'all who are in love with Black Jesus, y'all know he has a YouTube.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Let me find. What was it? I just subscribed to it today. How do you pull it? How do you look at your subscriptions? Oh, subscriptions. That might be it. Might be it.
Y'all, we're gonna get into Jodi here soon. Don't you worry.
Yes. Wait, he hasn't posted anything in a long time. So how do I look at my subscriptions, like the people that I've subscribed to lately?
It should be on the left-hand side. It should say subs. Can you just tell me what the channel's called?
Nope, I don't remember. It's like Daryl. Hold on. I know where I can find it. BRB. Hold on. You just wait right there.
Okay, because if I look up Rudolph music, I do not get what I'm looking for.
I believe that.
Well, Kathy knows now. See? We're about to find out here.
Yeah, because somebody else sent it to me in.
Yeah, you can go to your recently watched in your history. You could also go into your library as well.
Oh, look at y'all knowing how to work YouTube. I have a channel and I don't know how to work it. All right, how do you get to recently watched?
On the left-hand side, there should be a list of a bunch of stuff. Do you see where it says history?
Oh, history.
Yeah. And then you should be able to just click on the channel, or at least give me the name of the channel. Me too, Kathy. Me too.
See, I had it on my phone, and I got 800 freaking videos on here because I've been watching stuff all day today.
It should be the most recent one, or one of the most recent ones. Did I say Daryl Brooks? Is that what I said? I meant Daryl Rudolph. Where is it? Where is it? Yo. I'm finding everything.
Oh, okay, here it is.
Okay.
It's called it's brother BROTHAD dot J561. And the only one that I watched so far was Two-Face. But his goat is on here, y'all. He's got one of his goat.
I'm having a hard time. Why can't I find this? Are there any spaces? Are there
just the one hold on, I'm just sending I'll copy and paste and put it in our little.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's much easier. Oh, I see. Okay. Copy. Paste. There he is. Ooh, okay. What do we listen to? What do we
The only one that I listened to was the Two-Faced. I'm curious to see what the goat is. I'm about to pull that up.
Hold on, I'll put it on. I got no shames. Where is it at?
Oh my God, the goat's on the basketball court. Oh my God.
Where's the goat? Which one's the goat?
It's me and Legacy at Dyer Park. Oh my God, the goat's on the basketball. Oh my God.
Did I miss it? Is it a short?
Go to videos.
Okay. There it is.
He took his goat to play basketball.
Oh, he has a fro and a goatee.
What's up, boy? You all right?
I'm so happy right now.
Oh my God.
Me and Legacy at the basketball court. What's up, boy?
Oh.
I did it too.
What do you got to say to the world, Legacy?
Peace out.
Like a Legacy, forget y'all.
Oh, that makes me happy. So you said Two-Face you listened to?
Yeah, I listened to that one.
All right, hold on. Wait a second.
Oh my gosh. How cute is that goat? Oh my God.
All right, let's give this a shot here. I'm just trying to fix the...
Y'all ever had a friend?
I can't remember if there's language.
Like a brother or sister?
It's Night Court.
Okay.
We call him Two-Face. Listen.
Look. So cute.
Two-Face. Friend in the skies, you Two-Face. Telling me lies, you Two-Face. I can see it in your eyes, you Two-Face. Two-Face. Ask them a question, they lie and they stutter. One day they hate you, the next day they love you. Ghost like a sister, or ghost like a brother. One day they switch out and they show that you colors. Two-Face, friend in the skies, you Two-Face. Telling me lies, you Two-Face. I can see it in your eyes, you Two-Face. Two-Face, Two-Face. Now that y'all friends, they Two-Face. People switch out and they start acting different. They say they're your friend, but they only pretended. Two-Face, friend in the skies, you Two-Face.
Kathy loved that he had on boots.
Two-Face. I can see it in your eyes, you Two-Face.
That's good. I like it. We all got them friends.
I love it.
We all got them friends. I listened to this undefeated, but it's been put on a CD, so I'm pretty sure that it's got a thing to it. Oh, maybe that's not him. I don't know. Anyways, fun times.
So fun.
Fun times. Yeah. Oh, you guys put up with a very long opening. Thank you. We appreciate it. Right? I did too.
Yay.
It came out 2 years ago, Wendy, so I don't know. He is the coolest guy.
He really is.
It's true.
That goat on the basketball court just melted I just melted. I'm about to go snuggle my little pillow goat now. I'm going to wrap up in my burrito blanket. Y'all, let me tell you something. Do you know that burrito blanket? I have slept with it every night. It is so freaking soft.
It is comfy.
It is so comfy. I was like, oh, this is cute. Like, this is going to be like, it's a novelty thing. It's cute. I've slept with it every night. It does not go with any of my black and white beach cottage decor, but there's a burrito wrapped around me every single night. That thing is so, so good. Thank you.
Which, Teresa, were you talking about the Monday announcement or the other Monday announcement?
The Monday AM announcement or the Monday PM announcement?
So Brandi's was that in the morning she'll be interviewing
Mark Shiner, woo, woo,
yes,
defense attorney for none other than Travis Rudolph.
and in the PMs I'll be interviewing Kirk Nurmi, the defense attorney for the one and only, thank God, the only Jodi Arias.
Yay!
Boop.
How cool is
Boop,
that?
boop, boop,
Like,
boop.
who are we? And look at our guests on Monday. Like, that's amazing.
Not hard to find. Really not hard to find. Oh man. Woof. Oh man. I'm really glad that I found this plugin for audio. It makes a huge difference. Anyways. Well, do you want to stick around? I'm guessing you want to go to bed.
I woke up at 6:30 to start my research for the stuff this morning. So my eyeballs are crossed because I am now at 14 hours on this computer. So I am
right.
I am going to get off of here.
Who said that streaming was an easy gig?
I did
before we started doing it.
I did. I did. I was like, this is going to be great. Like I'm just going to sit here and watch trials the way I always do, but I'll have people to watch with me. This will be fun. That is not how this works.
No, it's not.
It is not how this works. There is so much work that goes into this. It is exhausting. And then it's like everybody tells me I've turned into a hermit, and I'm like, and they're like, don't you get lonely? I'm like, I talk to like 2,000 people all day long, like, between like day court and night court. And, people are always coming in and going. So like you have, like, because not everybody can stay during the whole chat, so like you'll see some people, I'm like, oh, hey, here's so-and-so, and then, oh, here's, mid-morning, and then you've got different people, but you're always constantly in contact with, like talking to people, whatever, plus focusing on the trial, plus doing all the research, plus pulling the court documents, plus keeping up with the website, plus looking at trial daddies. Like there's so much that goes into it. And I
plus
thought
having to deal with me.
I thought, yeah, I thought this was going to be easy, and it's not.
Golden misfit.
But it's worth it. Holy crap.
Whoa.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's very, very generous. I appreciate that.
Sorry, I'm just going to pop it back up one more time for a little while.
That's
Thank
very
you.
generous. I appreciate that so much. I love our community so much. And it's like, seeing stuff like this is like amazing because it just, I know y'all are so generous. Seeing like, gifts for Lucy and stuff is just like the coolest thing. It's like seeing people who, come in and like want to spend their time with us, just hanging out and chatting and, seeing what we're doing and, talking to us and giving us their opinions. And like, it's just, like every single piece of everybody being here matters so much to us.
It's true. I sent a picture of this to Brandi a couple hours ago, and I was like, I don't know how to handle. I can't deal. I can't even. But
because like we're still freaked out. Like JT and I will still text each other like, this is like it's just it still feels so strange to like to have. It's like that imposter syndrome,
Jill.
What? Oh, thank you.
Not gonna do it again. We've done it. We've done
Thank
it.
y'all
Oh my
so much.
gosh. Thanks, Jill. Good grief.
Oh, I appreciate that.
That's much appreciated.
I wasn't saying how hard this was to like garner up super chats, but I do appreciate it. I've like all of the work that we put in. It's so worth it to have y'all here with us. It's just the most amazing. I had to go. I was told about a certain situation today, so I had to go check out a different chat because of it. And I went in and I sent some screenshots to JT. I was like, thank God that this is not our people. You know, like our people are just amazing and caring, and you know, even when we disagree, we still love each other. And I just I love our people. I really do.
3 things just came in. First off, Peter, thank you so very much.
Oh, thank you, Peter Ware.
Candace, you don't have to. Nobody has to. You don't have to. Thank you, Candace. And the goat
Thank you. We
is
appreciate that.
amazing. And then
More
the very
goats.
next one is Carmen.
Oh, y'all, thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Jill put the tissues in the chat, and that is pretty doggone true.
I love y'all.
Carmen, thank you. Teresa, thank you. We're just happy that you're here.
Thank you,
I haven't even
Teresa.
started Jodi yet. Maybe I should. No, I will.
It's just been such a big week, and you know, we've put so much, you know, so much into all this, and so to see everything growing the way we have. You have an honor like that's I'll go tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, join us.
Yeah.
And join us.
I appreciate that. It makes it all worth it. Like, you know, I told JT today, when I was texting him, I was like, I'm trying so hard to like get everything together, because like we want to just do the best show that we can for y'all. So like, trying to get everything prepped for the new trial and all that, you know. And he was like, he told me, he's like, I can tell that you're stressed, you know, like it's okay, you know, calm down. They're here for us. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's gonna like be talking crap about what I forgot or what I, you know, whatever. It's just we just have the best group. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. There are a lot of groups out there that are extremely. Are you watching the YouTube chat too?
No,
because I have almost just gifted 20 memberships.
Really? Oh my gosh! No, I took it down because I was looking at the goat. Hold on, let me go. Thank you.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
Okay, Catherine Miller.
Holy crap!
Haley's Comet. We've got Haley's Comet, everybody. She only comes around every couple of years, but it's okay. I'm kidding. Come around whenever. Barbara Robbie. Puppies and pizza. Oh my gosh, 2 of my favorite things. Disney. It moved. Why did it move? Disney Nerd 85. Brooke MO 984. Sly instead of Ashley. Tanya Seifert. Laura. Victoria Rose. Rose Ann. Backwoods Nation. Just Reset. Susan Bond. Robin Souter. Minnie Duck. Julie McBride, Angie, my kid's personal Uber driver, Jay Thomas. Is it John Thomas?
No, no,
it's not. It's not. Welcome to the cult.
Peter
grab your Kool-Aid.
Peter Ware sent a super chat too. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter. Peter's with us today too.
Gosh.
I really do appreciate it. Like everybody is so generous, and I've had a couple people who, like they have like emailed us and stuff and told us like this is so different than any of the true crime communities that they've had. Like that it's and I saw that firsthand today when I had to go check out a situation that was happening. So, and and I went in there and I was like, thank God that we've built a community that we've built with the most amazing people, because it's amazing.
Oh,
We love y'all.
thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Sandra.
We love you. We love you. We love you. Our doggone mods are amazing. I can't even explain to you guys what happens in the background of this with our mods. The communication, the teamwork, it is good gravy. Let me finish real quick. The teamwork is just unlike anything I've been a part of. It's the best team that I've ever worked with, and they're wonderful. And I cannot thank them enough for everything that they do. They do it out of the kindness of their heart and then some. Wendy, thank you. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate
You can take my money too.
You did. Aaron, thank you. We think you're amazing as well.
Thank you,
Thanks for the
Aaron.
super sticker.
Look at those pups.
Sharon Ken Sharp, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sharon Ken Sharp. Thank you.
Do we need to put like more goats on the screen more often? Is it the
It's
goats?
the good luck eyebrows. It was the good luck eyebrows. It's brought us good luck all week.
Y'all are so great. Jennifer, you're right. They are wonderful.
Yeah.
They do a lot of work, a lot of hard work. Not only that, but there's a lot of conversation and a structure for how things happen in terms of different conversations. Posts. Is this okay? Is this not okay? And they work together, and it's just so cool. And I'm so glad that they are on board. Truly one of the best groups ever.
When I lost my shit the other day, sorry.
It's Night Court.
When I lost it the other day, I was so triggered by the victim blaming with the DV stuff, and like just I was so angry, and I muted myself and was yelling and stuff. And then I was like, okay, like the next day, that was on a Friday. And I was like, Monday, I was like, I'm going to keep my cool. I've got it. I'm going to keep myself level headed today. It did not happen. So once again, I was muting my microphone, yelling at the screen, looking like a psychopath. And I had two different people who told me that, basically like chastised me for it. And one of them told me that, that it was unprofessional and whatever. I'm not a freaking professional. Hello. But so I don't need to be professional because I'm not a professional. But I had a couple people who were pretty tough on me about it. And so it's like, and as much love and support as we have, like every once in a while when I get those people who I'm not their people, and that's fine. But when they come at me like that, it's kind of like, man, I was going to stay calm, and I was really hard on myself, and I felt like I just failed. And I talked to our mods, and our mods were like, no, absolutely not. Like you are you, this is why we love you. And it made such a difference to me. So I was like, you know what? They're right. I'm going to just keep being me, because if nothing else, if we have two people in here and I'm being authentic, then that matters more to me than toning myself down for the two people who didn't like me. So I was like, I'm just going to be myself. And then turns out that's what helped get us, the exclusive interview with Mark Shiner, which is amazing. It's just, we have just the best people. Thank you. So I appreciate y'all letting me be me and supporting and picking me up when I'm down. I really love y'all.
I just want to say that I think Candace has 25 goats. And Candace, I would like a first class ticket to come see you. I can't tonight. I can, but I can't. Fur Baby's mom, thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. And Alyssa,
thank you.
Good luck, eyebrows plus goats. For a winning combo. Love y'all. I'm proud of the community. Always keep being you. Thank you, Alyssa.
Thank you so
Good
much.
night.
Thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all so much.
Yes. we've got to get started on Jodi.
I know. Goat fund.
We got the goat fund. Oh my gosh, Brandi and I are going to retire. We're going to do this, and then we're going to open a goat farm.
Yes.
We're going to take our families with us. We're going to have 2 homes. We'll call it the compound, and you all are invited.
Oh my
That's how cults work, right? That's how that works.
Yeah.
This is something. So, this is something that I say it a lot to a few to people, and the past like 4 or 5 years, I've met some wonderful people in podcasting, and my co-hosts and my shows are what got me to this point, and I love them to death, and I'll never give them up, no matter how crazy I go with how much work they are. Their true crime is so saturated. There is a lot. And there are a lot of options out there, and I'm very well aware. It is like screaming into the void sometimes. This community, Brandi, everybody that we've met that's helped us along the way. Holly Berry, thank you
Holly
for the
Berry.
super sticker. Is just astounding. It's astounding. It's you all know how hard it is to render me speechless, and I am. I cannot say thank you to all of you enough. It's true. Yeah, me too. Me too. The good news is what I have coming up next, you all will be able to make endless fun of. So there's that. Oh, good grief. We love you.
I do
And
love y'all.
Cheers.
I appreciate y'all so much letting us be us and being good to us and to each other. Thank you, Polly Piece of Pants. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. Time for a cork. I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
Should I
Because we're going to do a cork because this has been a hell of a week. And
It has been.
Monday, we have 2 major guests, which is really cool. Emily Looney, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the super. Thank you.
We are this is not a big number anymore. We are 75 members away from a big number, and we'll just leave it at that for now. In case you were interested, Brandi.
What big number?
It's 3 digits. So yeah. Are you putting it together? Here, I'll put it in the private chat.
Okay, I'm slow. Oh, you mean it's 4 digits?
4 digits. Yeah, that's what I meant. 4. I can't count.
Oh, I was like, what are we close to? This
Sorry.
3 digits.
Good point.
Oh,
Good
wow.
point.
Is that really? Holy crap! That's a big milestone.
That's a huge milestone. And so I'm hoping. Is it a clogin number?
Not yet. When we get 10,000 subs, I'm going to clog.
Thank you, Emily, again.
Thank you, Emily, again.
Numbers are hard. Teresa said, tell us. That's up to you, Brandi.
We're 75 members away from 1,000.
Lady in Gray, thank you. Lady in Gray.
Thank you, Lady in Gray. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Teresa, you got it. Talking about membership.
I can't even.
Oh, this thing didn't even exist.
I know.
It did exist in a manner of videos, but the structure,
the stream, yeah,
the stream did not exist. Golden Misfit said for me to dance, and I will come up with something for you at some point.
I think, look, Golden Misfit, I think you should request the dance with a wig. With the wig. Yeah, this
I
is
can show you here. I'll embarrass myself by showing an old video of the mascot dance. Because I can do that, and I think you guys will put up with me for that. So let's see here. All right. Enjoy me senior year in college doing a dance. We're going to get banned in Russia again.
Yeah. Crap, I forgot I don't have my phone. What's the date? 6/9.
I can't play any more of that. We'll get totally banned. Oh, man. Yeah, that was a split.
So the cork is going in, and it's for, I put today's date, and I did, welcome, Jessica Wright. Welcome. I did. And I indeed also found out that I can't necessarily jump up into them, but I still can do it. Teresa, it is like the cha-cha dance, isn't it? That did involve me not in a costume. Maybe the next go around I'll show that. I forgot I didn't close my lid. I almost lost all my water. Okay, so I did Fab Friday. Yep, and I did today's date for our for the end of a crazy week where for those of you, I know not everybody here is in day court, and I know we have a lot of people in day court that don't do the night court, so we have kind of split, but we've had
me too, but for completely other reasons.
But we have had a huge week in day court. We are having a huge week in night court. And we've got huge guests that we were able to book this week for Monday. So this is for Fab Friday, because this has been one heck of an end to one heck of a week. So
Captain said, I bet he can do a wall handstand. I cannot. I was a runner. I've got leg strength.
How can you do a split and you can't do a wall handstand?
It involves hands versus just fall into legs. Oh, screaming for me to dance. Oh, good grief. All right. Well, we probably should get started on Jodi.
Yeah, I'm going to lay down. I'll lurk.
Yes.
Because like I said, I'm going on like 14, 15 hours in front of this computer. So I'm ready to stretch and be somewhere other than this corner.
Yes.
I love y'all so much. I appreciate you so much. And I'm going to stop crying as soon as I drop this in my vase over there. Don't forget, any questions that you have for Mark, send them to my email, and I'm going to go through those Sunday evening. So that's it.
Well, right. We will see you on Monday.
All right. I love y'all. Bye.
We love you more. All right. Bye. She's the best, truly. Yes. So 80s Music Man, mascot moments are great. Even people who don't do them every day, it's so great. You know kind of how I feel when you get a kid who just comes up to you and is just so dang excited to see you. It is just something unlike anything else. There was a couple of things. You are better at me than that. Yes, I cannot. It does involve hands, and oops. Yes, Teresa, you just sent a good question. Boop. Yeah, email me the questions. It's jt@13thjurorpodcast.com, and I will put those all together and get those organized for everybody. I'm doing a lot of research right now, so Yes. All right. So we, yes, it kind of hurt. Yes. Yeah. I don't understand how it happened, how I learned that I could do that. But yes. Golden for the 75 members who are reached. I put the eyebrows on. Which eyebrows? The one Brandi has? Those ones? I already have. You know, you wouldn't notice any difference. Um, calm down. Yes, I'm calming down. Deep breaths. Tablet. It might have. That's a good question. I think the chat comes up on the right hand side. But I'll move myself over like I did the other night, and it won't be blocking me anymore. Boom, done. All right, so we're going to 1.25. We'll see what happens in terms of sound and people's and voices and such. And yes, Laura, Monday at 8:45, Monday. So get ready. It's going to be exciting. And there's my email. All right, we're going to hit play on this. We're continuing on. This is video 9 of the interrogation. She was really trying to guilt the heck out of her, but I think we all agreed upon the fact that this I guess she's possibly detective sergeant lawyer. I'm guessing detective of sorts. Chats just a little bit too much and needs to let her talk as well. Your grandson said this. Nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible. Hot mess. Yes. Peter Ware, thank you. Thank you so much. The super sticker is awesome with the mic drop. I love that. Monday is the day. All right. Here we go. I am going to not fiddle too much with the sound, but I am going to make sure that it sounds good. So here we go.
I wasn't angry at Travis. Everyone keeps saying whoever did this was so angry. Then what were you? Were you scared?
It did happen last episode. I'll have to put up a short of it, just so you guys can go to it. It's a good question. Hold on.
Were you jealous? I remember feeling jealous when we were together. This one time, especially when he was letting this drunk girl hang all over.
He was 28.
And he wasn't doing anything to stop it. He was just supporting her and holding her.
Hold on. Somebody said they can't hear. Is it just me? Or is it just... Does anybody else... Can anybody else hear? Or not hear, rather? Let me know. Hopefully you can, but... Oh, you can hear it? Okay. Might need to check the volume, the mute, etc. Also, I need to move these down a little bit, so I'll take an advantage for that. Thank you. Gonna hit
Like right in front of me, like, what are you doing? But I didn't want to make a scene, you know, all our friends were there, so I just left. I felt more sad that there were, of course, more feelings of insecurity, because it made me wonder, what are your deeper
really low?
if you think that's okay, and we're in a relationship together. And to him, it was harmless, and I realized that he didn't mean it. We talked about it. So we were feeling jealous about that. That was almost a year and a half ago. So if it's not jealousy and it's not anger, then what was it? Have you been asking yourself that same question?
Is that better?
Is it that you're having a hard time figuring it out within yourself? I just don't know.
Yeah, I ran it through. It's running through now. It's better. Okay, it's fine. Okay. She is very quiet, which is really funny because she doesn't want to be quiet in general.
Is it fear? So if it was fear, then what is it that you're afraid of, or were afraid of? Are you looking back and trying to remember that day? I'm just trying to remember everything.
Probably.
Things that happened, or conversations. Like, I just.
So
What do you
really,
remember
really
about
good
that day
point.
that would help the family understand. Did you at least start out enjoying each other's company that day? Did you go there with the intention to kill him? No. What was your intention?
Celebrate, celebrate. Come on and celebrate. That's a good one.
Did you mean for that to happen?
That's why you all come, right? Right? That's why you all come. No, not.
I felt really good at expressing myself. I think I'm just gonna write his letter. Would you like to write him a letter now?
Just gonna write him a letter.
I think I wanted.
She was.
I could start, but it would just be like a rough draft. It wouldn't be something that I'm ready to submit. I want to think about it and make sure that that's what I really want to say. And I know that you want everything now, but and if you don't want to do that or help me anymore, that's fine. But I'm still going to write a letter, I think. I think that's a good idea for you to write him a letter. As far as the now goes for me, like I said, it's not going to make any difference for me, but it would make a difference for you, and it would make a difference for Travis's family. Because I think I'm very safe in my assumption that they're seeking closure. And the more information that they have to understand why will give them the closure that they seek.
Yeah, it's one way to get
And
somebody
I think that
to,
you want to do that. I can see that in you.
talk more.
They do deserve that. If you have a hard time expressing yourself, that's okay and understandable in this situation.
Yep, sure
This isn't an
is.
everyday, average, normal situation. I can usually see things better right away.
Yes.
If you would let me help you, I can help you with that expression. But you have to be willing. And you can still write him a letter. And the least you can do is give the family something. I don't know how many times I can say that enough. You say that you didn't mean for that to happen that day. You nodded your head no when I asked you that. And I believe that. But in order for it to be believable, there has to be some understanding as what led up to it. Was he expecting you to come over that day? He wanted me to. I told him I wasn't going to. So was it a surprise that you actually showed up? Is it a matter of you not understanding how things got so carried away that it would end up in a situation like that? Or did you go there with the intention to kill him? Do you want to leave here today with those questions unanswered for Travis's mom and dad? Thanks, mom and dad passed away. But I don't think it seemed to me like, when you say that, in my mind, I understand because they're all together. I see. So who slept behind his grandmother? She raised him. He has a lot of brothers and sisters. Like he has 3 sisters, maybe 4. I don't know. And he has some brothers. Big brother and all. So what about his grandma and siblings? Do you want to walk away from here today without giving them something to understand? If your fate is sealed in your mind, why?
In my
wouldn't
own
you
little
give them
corner,
that?
in my own little chair. You're welcome.
And at the same time, help yourself out.
I don't miss those. I do not miss this right here. What is happening other than the obvious?
Are you the cold-hearted person that everybody thinks you are? No. No, not cold-hearted. Then what are you?
At least. At the very least.
What is your weakness? Embarrassed. I can understand that.
Unformatted
Well,
disc,
we-
everybody. Oh, it's gone.
We all have weaknesses and embarrassing things that we wouldn't want anybody to reveal.
Except we'll reveal all of yours by the end of the trial. Oof.
What's your weakness?
Come on, Jodi. What's your weakness? She'll never say it.
It's stupid and it doesn't really have anything to do with this too much. It's something I'm working through.
I've missed leg
Do you
day.
have problems with your temper or anger issues? No, it's nothing like that.
Bye, Lisa.
I mean, sometimes
You're not stupid. Stop it.
yell.
Wait, are you just saying you're not going?
I think it's just
You didn't say
like
goodnight,
family that
so I'm
yells.
assuming you're not going.
That's how they communicate. I think they're just sort of desensitized to it. Like after I moved out, I was away for a while, so when I come back to visit, it's like, you don't need to yell, I'm standing right here. Or my mom will yell at my brother, he's standing right there, you don't need to yell. She's like, well, he doesn't listen if I don't yell. And the thing is, because he's become desensitized to her yelling, so until she yells, he's like, okay. So it's maybe it's something like that, and not anger. And I've been able to check that a lot in my yelling because it's not a nice way to communicate, in my opinion, and it doesn't really help anyone.
So you're either yelling or not?
So how could things go so wrong?
I do not.
I'm not understanding.
Don't go.
If it's not jealousy, it's not an anger problem. You said you were afraid, or you nodded at least, that you were afraid. But I'm not sure what you were afraid of.
Bye. And
It may not be trivial to his
don't
parent or
go.
his grandmother, his brothers and sisters. And I think any information that they could have to help understand, who you are and what transpired that day is going to help them. It won't bring their son back, but it will help them understand. And I don't understand why you wouldn't do that for them. Because you obviously care. I'm not asking you to make excuses for yourself. Because I don't think you're the type of person that would do that. But I'm asking you to do something for somebody else. somebody that deserves to know. What was it about your relationship with him that went so wrong that would end up like that?
Orange is the new black. Mm-hmm.
And if that wasn't your intention, then what was?
When all else failed, she went straight to that. Also, I like the mug.
You say that, you said at one point when I posed the question to you about why you wouldn't do that for the family, and you said that was a good question and you think you will. Pretty sure I will. Well, now's your time. This is the opportunity that I'm trying to give you.
Oh
I understand and I
no,
appreciate
Brooklyn.
Then what's keeping you from doing it? I think I just need to sort through things. I'm just not sure. I deserve your answers. I deserve to know what happened. You have those answers. You may not know the why within yourself, but you have those answers. You know what happened. You can still write them a letter when you figure out within yourself, some of the questions that you're struggling with. But in the meantime, you can let them know what happened. The facts of what happened. I don't have all the details. What details do you have? Was he happy to see you when you got there that day? Or did he appear happy? Or was he angry that you showed up?
I don't know why that's so funny. But it sure is. It sure is. I'm gonna go 1.25 and see what
What's
happens.
your weakness?
Oh, I can still understand it, so. She back on the weakness thing.
It doesn't really have anything to do with this too much.
Now hold on a second. Did we not hear that? We already heard that.
Do you have problems with your temper or anger issues?
Hold on.
It will
Hold
push
on.
them back, but it will help them understand.
Letter. So much in silence.
Pretty sure I will.
There. Okay, we got the. We've heard that part.
And give the family some closure. Because at this point, what else do you have? What else do they have?
I think this is where it ended up stopping.
What have you got to lose? Or do something selfless.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one. Y'all make me feel so much better about myself. This happens to me all the time.
Do something selfless, that quality that you admired in Travis.
I got to see some of it, not all of it,
Show us
but
what
I
you
did
really
hear
feel
about that.
him.
That sounds like trouble. That sounds like grounds for them to kick cameras out of the court. They better be careful.
Yeah, maybe that Travis was no Jackson. Careful. I'll get I had a reserve account because I was thinking I'd pay a picture one where I had so many good things that we had done and shared and I had done for him that even if I did something bad, it said make no withdrawal, but you saw the positive balance. So he obviously saw that good within you. His friends thought he was fine. Well, 2 friends in particular, not everyone. See, go ahead. He wasn't mine though. He was just, we were just friends. Sorry, what were you gonna say? I was just gonna ask you if he was happy to see you that week, that day. That looked like you're saying, yeah, he was. Oh, okay. He was always happy to see me though. I'm trying to think. Were you happy to see him? You at least know that. I don't believe that you went there with the intention to hurt him.
I do. But I see where you're going with that.
How is seeing those pictures again going to help you? I just thought maybe it would help me piece a few things together.
Hi.
What is it that you're trying to piece together?
Hey, Thomas. Thanks for joining.
I don't know. There's also a bit of morbid curiosity, I think.
What would it say about me if I successfully trolled her? That I feel like that's dangerous. I didn't send that, sure, in short, but
Our intimacy was really private about his showers.
Could be funny.
Room. I don't think you've seen the room, but it was here. There was double doors here leading into the room, a walk-in closet here, and a hallway, sort of short hall here that went this way. And there was a bathtub here, a shower here, and a bathroom here, full enclosure. And so if he was taking a shower, you couldn't see if you were in the bedroom unless you walked down the hall. And I never went in the bathroom when he would shower because he was just private about it. I think, it's not like we were a married couple ever. We had a time and we did something, and then after that was, we weren't a couple. So, are you saying that those pictures were taken without his consent? I'm just saying that whoever took those pictures must have. I mean, it's hard to imagine because I got pictures of him once shaving, and then he was already weird about that.
Well, Jodi, when you say things like that, it's obvious to me that you don't want to do the right thing for the family. You don't want to unburden yourself. You don't want to give them closure. And you're jerking my chain because there's no doubt, and I've already told you, there's no doubt in my mind or anybody else's
Please
mind
don't let her jerk your chain, ma'am.
that you were responsible for his death.
I said that out loud, didn't I? Sorry.
And
Oops.
I don't appreciate my chain being jerked. I don't appreciate you thinking that I'm some sort of fool.
Oh, but the pictures said that's what he did to me.
I've seen those pictures. They were taken the same day.
Well, certainly not the same time.
In the same time frame. And to tell you the truth, I think that I think I've done all I can.
No.
I was hoping to be able to relay some sort of information or message to the family because they deserve it. And you have the power there. You have the control.
No problem.
You're the only one that can do that. And I'm
Yes.
tired of playing games. I'm tired of skirting around it.
Ma'am, I think we're all tired of playing games. Let's get back to Flores.
And I guess
But
I just
also,
leave here
for
today,
posterity's sake.
leave them with the image that they have of you.
Meh.
I don't know what else. There's nothing else that I could do. I thought that it would be easier for you to talk to a woman. Especially about this was a very intimate incident. And it would be easier to say what you need to say to a woman. Sometimes it is. It's not as...
I'll say central. That's as close as I'll get.
But unless you're willing to give me something to help you with, and I can help you, walk down that path and remember those details, then I can't do anything for you. And you need to decide whether you're going to give that family closure or leave them with the picture that they have of you and wondering why their son died. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's what you need to decide. After today, things are going to go so fast for you. You're going to be totally out of control of the situation. The wheels of justice will start turning. And I can see that you want to do that. That's clear. I can see that. I understand that you're afraid and that you're horrified about that person within you that could do something like that. But it happened and it's a done deal and you did it. At least you can do is tell
Right.
the family
It's
how
true.
it happened so they can understand why. Are you going to do that for them today or not?
I was doing grad school. There just wasn't
I'd
time.
like to,
But I'm glad I'm here with everybody now.
Then what's holding
I'd
you
like
back?
to begin some, I don't know,
And we love
because I
you.
don't know what to say to them.
Well, let's throw a few things out. You said you were sorry.
Sorry, meaningless. Of course I'm sorry.
Unless you back it up with something else as to why you're sorry. You're right.
Oh, Jill, thank you so much for the 5 memberships. Let's see. CJ Martin, Thomas, Melinda Duncan, Jerry McCain, Amanda E. Welcome to the cult. Grab your Kool-Aid with a C and an E because copyright infringement. And grab your juror chair. You can put exclamation point, seat, and boom, chair. Thank you, Jill.
Give him something, Jodi. I mean, did you guys get into an argument that day? Was there some sort of fight? I mean, help him understand. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, do you think you're going to get this opportunity again to sit down and just have a free-form discussion?
Ma'am, this is not going to work for you.
When you say free-form, you like in this room.
Yeah, just exchanging, communicating. There's not going to be any situation or place that's going to make it any easier for you. This is as good as it gets for you right now.
Yesterday, Detective Flores asked me if I wanted to see those pictures, and I told him no.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's going to help you?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me check. And
Peter, thank you for gifting a membership. Tammy McIntyre, welcome to the cult.
Hold on your stuff. You give me raw pictures. I don't know.
Thank you,
there's
Peter.
a lot of pictures.
We love you.
I'll be right back.
Hello, Kimbers. Hello. Yeah, it's disgusting. I don't know, but that makes me laugh because I'm 2 years old. Oh, ma'am. You are a piece of work.
Jodi, Detective Flores has the binder with his pictures, and he's not here in our office right now. But
Liar.
I put a call in to try and find him and get him back here. He's still in town. He's just not here. Would you rather talk to him?
Yes, she
If
would.
you do, that's fine, and I'm sure that he'd be willing to talk with you again. Or would you rather continue talking with me? It's up to you.
I don't really have a preference, I guess.
You liar. We're actually 72 away.
We don't have unlimited time. You don't
I think.
have unlimited time.
That was the
We need to get you back
that was the
across
math.
street
I don't know.
and,
I
there's
don't
other
know.
things that we need to work on. So, the time is now to decide whether you're going to talk to me or not, and whether you're going to give the family some relief that I talked to you about. Well, either you do or you don't. Actions speak louder than words at this point.
That's what Travis's favorite saying.
If you really want to do it, then do it. It's not going to benefit you or them to wait to do it.
Hello, Lady Glencoe. Hello.
And I don't know what it is that's going on inside your head right now. I don't know whether you're weighing the odds. trying to figure out how you can save your own skin here.
I'm not interested in saving my skin.
Then what are you interested in?
Well, I'm definitely interested in giving his family closure. I'm also interested in maybe a
My
little
answer
bit
to
of
that
closure
question is
myself.
5.
Flat tire on the way to his funeral. I was not able to go. I was in Weed, and my flight was in Sacramento, and it was fairly early in the mornings. There were no tire places open when I was. And even if I had driven as fast as I could get there and didn't get pulled over, I still wouldn't have made it on time for his funeral.
Don't you think that it's going to make just a little bit of difference inside yourself? As far as
No,
that
she
closure goes,
doesn't.
if you know that the family at least has something.
If anyone deserves closure anyway, it's them, not me. But I think that's kind of why I wanted to see those pictures.
Yeah, this is kind of part of the read
I don't see how it would help.
technique.
I think it would, if anything, make you more upset. I mean, you know what happened. You know how it transpired. You know the end result and what the end result looked like.
Maybe it'll help me process it. I don't know.
I haven't looked directly into it just yet. I'm
You can
trying
at
not
least,
to
until
that
you get to
point
the
yet.
point of you're processing the pictures and so
It's
forth.
she's a piece of
You
work.
can at least talk about the good
piece
things that
of
happened
work.
that day and what your intentions were. Maybe you can't bear to talk about the actual act itself, but you can at least talk about the events that led up to it. Happy or sad. There had to have been some happy because I saw all of those photos. And if you're not going to do that today with me right now, I'm just going to send you back across the street. Because we've been in here for a while. And I don't have, the entire day. I guess my patients are running a little thin.
Now it is.
Letters to write down.
Mm-hmm.
I think it invariably is going to come up in chat, but
If I can just,
I'm probably not going to focus on that. There's so much other stuff to talk about. And then I also want to talk a whole bunch about some of the stuff he's been doing after.
Do you not
After
trust what I'm
he
going to do with this information?
sent a
Can you
letter
do it?
in to have them. He basically sent a letter asking them to disbar him. So
I don't know.
I'm interested to kind of
It's not that I distrust
talk
you.
about some of the after stuff.
Not because I don't think you're not trustworthy. It's not that.
You mean Kirk Nurmi, the one who's going to be on Monday?
If you give me a specific message to give to them, I promise you that I will relay it in the context of which you put it.
Not yet.
But I can't do it without any information. Without the information that you're holding. So therefore, if that's how we leave it, I'm not going to say anything to them. And they'll be left with, whatever thoughts they have right now. And if you think you're feeling grief over this whole incident, think about how they feel. For once, think about somebody else. The turmoil that they're going through, that family is going through. And every time you see a family struggling with this, they always want to know why. Why was my son's life taken? Why was my grandson's life taken? Everybody wants to know why. And maybe you don't have that why, but you certainly have the events that led up to it, and then they can make their own decision as to why. But the time is now. You won't have another opportunity like this. This is still early.
Oh, yes. I got you. I'm there. I'm with you now.
And if you want to talk to Detective Flores as opposed to me, you can do that. Like I said, I thought it would be easier for you to talk to a woman who could relate to some of those feelings.
I'm not worried about Night Court, chat. You guys are great.
But if you want to go back across the street right now, just let me know.
I kind of do want to talk to him because he has been in contact with Travis's family a lot. I don't know if that would make any difference, but I know that he already talks to them on a regular basis.
The
I'm sure that
first part of that was a rumor, I believe. And yeah, she did try to get him removed from her trial, and then he also tried as well.
Yeah, I'm not trying to
I think there were 5 different motions, and the judge said nope. Hello. Thanks for coming in. You can always go back and 1.25 it, possibly 1.5. I don't know why this voice is happening. Sorry if I'm offending anybody.
Rachel called me and told me that you wanted to talk to me.
Oh, he's back!
I was just on the phone with Travis's sister, and I told her I talked to Smith.
My name is Mike Cocaine.
She's got more questions now than she had before. And I don't have anything to give her. Part of it because I can't give certain information yet, but the other bit is because I don't have a lot of information. I need more information.
I'm so glad I like.
Are you doing okay?
I like Flores a lot, like a lot.
It does to me.
Thank you, but
Yep, she did.
I've always been completely honest with you, and I wish that you could be honest with me.
what matters is how his family is doing. And of course I care about how my family's doing, just because I'm the person here that everyone thinks is the bad guy. It doesn't mean that my family had anything to do with anything, and it doesn't mean that they were responsible for anything or they should suffer it all. And of course I feel his family, I don't know them as well, or I don't even know them at all, except for his grandmother.
Yeah. I told you yesterday, I've been doing this for a long time, and you're absolutely right. The person's family who was hurt, they're obviously hurting. But there's a second family that hurts as well. And in this case, it's your family. Your brothers, your sister, your mom, your dad. Yeah.
I just wish that it wouldn't hurt. It would be so much easier for me. Not that I deserve to have it easy, but
for so many
I'm
different
never gonna be
reasons.
able to take that
You
away
know?
from them. I think they're always going to hurt. Now, the only thing that can solve that is time.
you're right about that.
Good night, Puppet.
Rachel said something about you wanting to see some photos, but I don't think I can show you any more photos.
Why not?
Not just. I don't like doing that because something might happen to you.
Oh,
Might.
I'll pull something for sure.
It's not something I do.
But pull a muscle.
The reason I asked was because I just feel like it might help me piece some things together. And this is more of a selfish reason. I think it might give me some sense of closure. I know it's kind of morbid. I don't even think I really deserve closure. His family does, but I wasn't able to attend his funeral. And it's just, I don't know, that's just why. Mostly.
because she's a psychopath. She got it.
What does it
A lot of.
about the photos?
Mm,
Do you want to see the room?
no, she wants
Do
to
you
see
the
him.
bathroom, or do you want to see
She
him?
wants to relive it.
Is it the photos before it happened that you want to see?
I think the photos
Ooh.
of after everything.
Yep, there it is. Yep. She.
I won't show you those.
Yep.
I
You
won't-
can't
I'm not
relive
in
it,
good
Jodi.
conscience. I can't do that.
Okay, is there any that you can?
I can't do that.
Watch her slump because she failed.
So ones that before, I mean, I've seen plenty of those kinds of
Music.
If
YouTube,
you
go
want,
home.
I
You're
can
drunk.
describe stuff for you
Oh,
Okay.
because I was there.
she'll take a
And those photos will
description.
never leave my head. I'm sure they'll never leave yours either.
Yep.
One thing you got to remember is that by the time he was found, the images that you saw were different than the ones that I saw. Things change over time. His body changes after time. We had a difficult time identifying who he was by the time we got there. He wasn't the same person. So that's why I don't want to show you photos.
What about photos of just the room if you're not in it? I don't know. You know,
I don't have them with me here, but as soon as I get a hold of them, another detective has them right now. What is it you can tell me about that day?
It does give her more information for sure.
He's kind of
Yep.
Was he expecting you to show up that day?
He wanted me to come.
But you didn't want to.
I told him I was going to Utah.
Why did you decide to go then?
I didn't really. I was going to Utah.
You can leave it off.
This one has a full battery.
You can leave it off. Just
Like ultimate squirrel.
I know that you talked to his family and
every day. I can't believe it. I called them yesterday and told them. And they just can't believe it.
who did you talk to?
I talked to both his, actually I talked to his brother Steven first. And Samantha, I left her a message. She was off on vacation. And his other two brothers, was it Gary? And I didn't talk to the other brother, Gary. I talked to
Mike, that's his uncle.
he was going to call his other brother and his other sister. And I was planning on calling his aunt. She lives back in the Midwest today.
Which aunt?
I can't remember her name.
Renee?
Just another aunt.
Did you talk to his grandmother?
Steven said he was going to take care of it. And if she had any questions, that she could give me a call. She's been so upset, she hasn't been able to call me yet. Is there something that you want me to tell them?
The things that keep coming to my mind wouldn't help them at all. Wouldn't comfort them. It would just be cliched, meaningless words.
What is she writing? A poem?
I'll let you decide what to say. And I'll relay it exactly how you want me to.
I have an unrelated question real quick.
Sure.
But it's not, I mean, Detective
What's the
Blake said
airspeed
that
velocity of an unladen swallow?
She doesn't like me asking them because it makes me look like I'm concerned about trivial things. I'm only asking because it concerns other people that I care about. And
It's understandable.
I just, if I just know so I can tell them if I ever talk to them again or relay a message or call them. On last Friday I had a wedding and
Just the camera?
Yeah, and the only place that those photos are on my external drive and on the camera card. And
It'll be around before we get to
Is she still talking about the wedding photos?
because that's the only thing they have for their wedding.
that. I'll be absolutely positive.
I don't know that. Ah!
I was gonna edit them and
Reassure
make them look really nice, but he's
You know, they can probably take them and edit the pictures. But who are those two people?
Oh.
Those pictures belong to?
Brian Neiman
Okay.
is his name.
All right. Yeah, talking to your mom, I think she mentioned something about that.
And also on my external drive as well, maybe my computer and hard drive too, there were pictures of my little sister and for whatever reason she's in some kind of rehab program right now.
New photos?
Yeah, well, pretty recent ones that she had of her prom night and of her and I that we were just goofing off because of her and I together and Jen was going to send those and also my little brother. She was going to send some of those and even if she doesn't send them, she wants them. So, I mean, they kind of took them for her. So they sort
Which
of
I
want them.
understand. I mean, you're worried about other people right now.
And
But
my-
you also need to understand that these people, right now, that stuff is not important to them.
I know.
So, I mean, that's
Well,
good of you. I mean,
I
you're
mean-
thinking of them, but they're not thinking about pictures. They're not thinking about stuff like that.
well, I
They're
know,
worried
just
about you.
Eventually they're going to want this. I know
I
that
know.
she would want this. And did you also take my journals?
Yes.
All three of them?
All of them.
Are you going to keep that forever?
I'd like to return them to you sometime.
And
I
ever,
just don't
and
know
ever,
if I'll
and
have
ever,
them
ever.
back. But I know that my mom made a mention of saying that she likes the way I write and she's always wanting to know my business. So, I mean, that
That's
would,
something you want me to give to her?
I wouldn't mind if you did. It's something I would normally read otherwise, but in this circumstance, I think she deserves to have every piece of it that she can because
Yes. Yes, she
she's not
was.
getting any more.
You're still here with us. Not going anywhere.
Going somewhere.
Not anytime soon. I'll still be able to talk to your family. They can talk to you, and they'll be able to visit you.
Do you have my cash? I heard you about cash on the books maybe so they or on my book or whatever it's called. So that I
Oh my gosh.
get a few
Me,
things that I
me,
might
me,
need.
me,
I don't
me.
know what it would be, but
I don't know about the situation here. But once everything gets transferred over to Phoenix, it's a different story.
so I might not see that again.
No, any cash that was there is yours. If you get cash in your purse, that's your money.
I also had cash in my safe.
I don't think they took any of that. I know there was mention that there was some cash that they saw and they just documented it and left it.
Anyway, I mean, no, it's not important.
No, it's
I'm
important.
just-
It's important to you, and I understand that. I mean, there's things that I would think of if I was in your situation. I'd want to take care of the people who love me and that I love, and want to make sure that everything was set. Because certain things you're not going to be able to do anymore.
I found a PDF of the journals, or at least a little bit of them.
Visit. It's like behind a glass. You know?
No, it's not.
Is it? Yeah.
No, in Arizona,
And they're not going to come to Arizona.
I guarantee you they'll come to Arizona and see you.
When I moved away, they never came to see me. I was gone for 10 years.
From my understanding, some of that was because of you.
I had a house with a free bedroom and a bed and a pool and everything you could want, and they never came to visit me once. It's my first home. I'm sorry, this is all stupid and it's irrelevant. I'm just saying they're not going to come to Arizona, and they shouldn't have to come to Arizona. And I don't think I want them to. Anyway.
It wasn't very hard to find,
So
though.
yeah, when you say there are certain things I won't do anymore, I know that's really sinking in. Quite a bit.
You don't think your sister or your brother?
Yeah, we'll finish this video and
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
read
sure
a
they
page.
Of course they will.
Then we'll watch a video and I'll read a page.
Sure.
If that sounds good to you all, you tell me.
Who do you think is worried about you more right now? I think your mom and dad are worried more than anything.
I went to the hospital yesterday. He was having a panic attack. And he gets these things where they just can't get his heart rate down.
Read it in the
And it's
wig.
not- I mean, I'm having children because of it prior. It's just happened
You know,
yesterday.
Yeah.
Everything I do.
I can do that. I can do
It
that
doesn't
for
even
sure.
matter when he's had a long life. Every breath he takes right now is because of modern technology. So it's allowed him a lot of time, but I'm so sorry for Travis's family.
You
Well, they're asking for answers.
can't.
What can you give me? What do you want me to tell them?
Well. But I'm still glad you're here.
That you want me to.
Some folks have not seen the wig yet. Oh no.
Fill that void, curiosity. I think at least it'll be a start. What is it you want to say? I will call her as soon as I'm done talking to you.
It's just back there, hanging on the wall with the rest of my stuff.
You could say, and this has nothing to do with his death, but it's something they may want to see. 2 nights ago, it took me 5.5 hours, but I posted a 45-minute video on YouTube. I'm doing a training in San Bernardino.
Where did you post that?
On YouTube. If you go to YouTube, it takes some time, a couple hours to actually get it up. And, once it's they have to go through some processing thing. But if you type in Travis Alexander space systems training, so systems apostrophe S training, it should come up.
What is it?
Travis Alexander. And then a dash. It's like a space and a dash.
Space and just a dash.
Yeah, and then a systems training.
Kinda, but not really.
Apostrophe and an S. I don't know if that makes a difference, but that's exactly what I titled it. And then his friend Chris Hughes gives about a 6.5-minute introduction to it, and then Travis gets up there and does a 30-minute training. And he talks a lot about what's in the introduction to his book. He talks about his grandfather, Vic.
His grandparents.
Yeah.
Big Daddy in the house.
His parents and his family, and you and I have similar beliefs, and
It's not. I'll tell you what it is in a second.
we know he's okay now.
I know, and I know that he's okay, and he's in a good place.
Holly
and I know
Berry,
that
thank
doesn't
you.
mean they're here for anybody.
I appreciate it. The Sexy Wig Fund.
There's always that. I think he's waiting for you to give relief to other people who are still here with us.
My Downton Abbey voice.
You can't leave it unfinished. It's the last piece of this puzzle. It is completely up to you, Jodi.
Coming in with the hard hitters.
I told you
I
yesterday, I have details on how things happen.
It depends on who you are, but I have some.
But the biggest question that everybody always asks is why.
Teresa, yeah. I think that's a good idea.
The biggest question of our life. Why are we here? Why do we suffer? Why do we go through the things that we do?
Why do we hurt each other?
Why do we hurt each other? You tell me, Jodi.
The
You
biggest
tell
reason
me.
I've ever found is for us to have happiness. We're here to have
I think you're right.
happiness. In whatever situation that we have. No matter where we're at, who we are, and what our situation is, we can at least try to be happy.
I'll still read, of course. I'll read first, but we can get back to the trial. Oh, yeah. I think that's a great idea, and thank you for suggesting that. Thank you for suggesting that. All right. Let me just move it over. So before we play that, I'll kind of give you an idea of where we were. We had just listened to a lot of the I'm sorry. Dean Sparks is in the house, everybody. Dean Sparks is in the house. Everybody say hi, Dean. While I look this up. And thanks, Dean, for the super chat. We had just listened to Detective Michael Melendez talking about pretty much the entire scene. And so the next thing that we have coming up is it's phone records. Verizon Wireless Records custodian Jodi Citizen, and he takes the stand. And so that is the next thing coming. But I did say I would read this. All right. I'm going to take myself off the screen for just a second. Oh, hello. Oh, so wonderful. So lovely. It was a costume change. Hello. My wig, the net is... Ah, there you go. Okay. All right. This is courtesy of Frankie. She was wonderful enough to send me a wig after I... Yep. Wigalicious. That is me. All right. So here are the Jodi entries, and I will bring them up on the screen so you guys can see them. I wonder if I can move this off to this. Nope, can't. Sure can't. Don't want to block it. All right. This is 6 days. 6 days after the murder. Oh boy. Yeah. Wayne's World for sure. Everybody who's new, this is not an everyday thing, but today has just been, it's a Friday, y'all. It is a Friday. All right. I will start this in, oh, geez, please don't. I mean, but if you did, definitely change. Chafing continue, comes after that. So, Letitia. All right, here we go. And again, this is like 6 days after. Dan Freeman just called me. I was excited. Would you look at that? She misspelled excited. She crossed it out and moved on. I was excited to hear from him. I immediately began to say how I might be making a trip out there soon, and he softly responded with yes. Who is he? Herman Melville? Softly who writes this? All right. I think you're going to have to make a trip out here soon. Then he told me. It was about Travis, but he couldn't really tell me anything. He just said something was wrong. I don't know what's going on, and I need some answers. I'm praying that there has been a mistake. I tried calling his phones. Nothing. For the first time ever I've ever heard. Okay. For the first time I've called, his voicemail box was full. For some reason, Disneyland keeps flashing in my mind at night. Maybe because that's the last time we were there. How do you go from... Oh, man, y'all. All right. Everybody from the UK, don't punch me too hard. Here we go. It's oh boy. I called Brent Hyatt's number over and over. Nothing. I'm going crazy and I feel so helpless being all the way here in California. Tuesday, 3 a.m., June 10th, 2008. Looks like she keeps the same hours I do. This is horrendous. The most awful thing I've ever had to deal with. I am in total shock now. It hasn't fully hit me. This can't really be real. This just can't be happening. I spoke with Bishop Layton. He confirmed that Travis is dead. What happened? Travis, what is this? What is this? What's this? What's this? This is so forced. It's so forced. Can I read it in a Captain Jack Sparrow voice? Oh, I don't know. Wednesday, June 11th. So I've been numb mostly, but last night was extremely odd. I broke down as I finally brought myself around to going to bed. Where's the rum gone? That's about as good as that one's gonna get. I finally brought myself around to going to bed. It was 2:30 a.m. I wanted so badly to call Travis, but knowing he wouldn't answer was too much to bear, and knowing he wasn't calling me anytime soon was just killing me. I broke down as I climbed into bed and cried and cried and cried until I fell asleep. Hold on. I've got to have something for this, right? Hold on. One second. That'll work. I'm not picky. I'm not picky, everybody. You'll see what I'm doing in just a second here. I don't really know where that laugh came from. Read it in Gregorian chant. There aren't enough voices in my head. I don't know a Sarah Boone voice. Okay. Sit. All right. I broke down as I climbed into bed and cried and cried and cried until I fell asleep. Thursday, June 12th, 2008. It just feels like he hasn't called me in too long. I hear him singing. I hear him laugh. Teresa, thank you. Yes, we will. I can't. I sound like Jeffrey Ross. Okay, last one. Norma Savi, Mums or Mum got her flowers today. This is when she sent the flowers to his grandmother. I sent 20 white irises. Travis always told me that he liked the name Iris for a girl. That and Hinkley, Reagan, or Megan. I'll take Iris, thank you very much. He liked Ivan for a boy's name. If I ever have a son, I'll name him Alexander. I miss Travis more than words can say. It's weird. I was getting so used to communicating less frequently with him, finally building up other areas of my life, but his passing has brought up so many things, so many old feelings. It almost feels like I broke up with him again, and thus the separation. I don't know. I just don't know. This can't really be real. Da-da-da. I can't. She's all over the place. She is something else. We will remember that for next time. Okay, I've got a question for everybody, and of course I don't, right? So here's the thing. If we want to hear some Kirk, we can move forward a little bit. And so my thought is that if we want to hear Kirk right now, we can move to Arias. I'm assuming that she was called on for defense first. I guess it would help if I knew that, huh? But I don't, because why would I? I've never seen it. Yep. For sure, I think. Let's see.
Yes, I do.
And in that.
Okay. All right. Are you guys okay with pushing forward a little bit? And we'll go back, but pushing forward a little bit to Jodi and listening to Kirk question Jodi for a while? I really should take this off, shouldn't I? Master. Master. No, let's go in order. Yes, yes, sure. That's probably how she meant for that to be read. Probably, yes, yes. No, yes, yes. I'm getting a lot of yeses. No. Now I'm torn. Now I'm torn. I'm all torn. Yes. All right. We'll watch a little bit of this and then we'll go back. So we won't watch all of this. This first video is an hour and 40, but we'll do a little bit of it. We'll do a little bit of it, and then we'll come back to where we were. So we won't do the whole thing. All right. Let's see here. I think I need to make this just a little bit smaller to get me out of the way. All right. We'll give you a
Please be
tease.
seated. The record will show the presence of the jury, the defendant, and all counsel. Mr. Nurmi,
I believe Ms. Harris needs to be sworn.
calling your client.
Yes, the defense calls Jodi Arias.
Ms. Arias, please stand to be sworn.
Oh, she's already there.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, I do.
Please be
Did
seated.
they put her in clothes
You may proceed.
that made her
Thank
look
you.
like she was
Hi,
in high
Jodi.
school?
Hi.
How are you feeling right now?
Nervous.
He said objection relevance on the second question.
I want to ask you, well, let me ask you this. Is this a position you ever thought you would find yourself in, testifying here today?
The objection. Approach, please.
No, we're approaching
Let me
already.
ask you
We're approaching already.
a couple
Now,
of important questions before we get back and start talking about who you are and why you're here, okay?
hold that back.
Okay.
It's so
Did
warm.
you kill Travis Alexander on June 4th, 2008?
Yes, I did.
Why?
The simple answer is that he attacked me, and I defended myself.
Okay.
We can count the sidebars. I can't be fancy and add a
It
overlay.
was also
but I
brought
can,
up during these
count them.
proceedings.
if I remember
that you
every
gave
time.
a interview with Inside Edition. Do you remember seeing that tape?
Yes, I do.
And in that tape, you said that no jury would convict you, something to that effect. Do you remember seeing that? Remember saying that?
JD
Yeah, I did
Wonder,
say that.
welcome. Jennifer, thank you so much for the membership, for gifting it.
Why?
Appreciate it.
I made that statement in September 2008, I believe it was. And at the time, I had plans to commit suicide. So I was extremely confident that no jury would convict me because I didn't expect any of you to be here. I didn't expect to be here, so I could have easily said no jury would acquit me either. I couldn't say that though because there was an officer sitting 5 feet behind me, and had I told them the reason no jury would convict me at that time, I would have been thrown into a padded cell and stripped down, and that would have been my life for a while until I stabilized. So I was very confident that no jury would convict me because I planned to be dead.
Amber Heard
Probably the most
absolutely
bitter
watched
words
her
I'll ever eat.
testimony
I'm sorry, what
before
was
she
that?
testified.
I said those are probably the most bitter words I'll ever eat.
She looks at the jury a lot. Ooh.
Miss Arias, I want to clarify
Can't
another
imagine what
thing
it's
as
like to
well.
be in the
when we're talking here.
courtroom.
Your name has been pronounced in most of this trial, Arias. Is there another way of pronouncing it? Have you always pronounced it Arias?
I've heard it pronounced about 7 different ways. I say Arias, as does the rest of my family.
Okay. Well, let's back up a little bit and then talk about your family. Who's in your immediate family?
That'd be really interesting.
My immediate family consists of, I'm the oldest of my parents. They also had another son about 2 years after I was born, my brother. And then I have another younger sister and another younger brother. I also have an older sister from a previous marriage of my father's.
Okay. So let me see if well, first of all, what are the names of your parents?
Bill and Sandy Arias.
Okay. And are they still married at this time?
Yes, about
They're
33 years.
humanizing her. They're
And you
letting
said
the
you were the
jury
oldest child
learn
of
more about her. And
Bill and Sandy, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you have a half-sister that is older than you, is that right?
Yeah, she's 5 years older than me.
Okay.
now I'm going to see that front
And that
camera.
is your father's daughter?
Yes, from a previous marriage.
Okay. And you have a brother that's 2 years younger than you, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what is his name?
His name is Carl.
And you mentioned I believe the next youngest would have been another sister. What was her name?
Yes, Angela.
Okay. And your youngest brother, who is he?
Joseph.
Okay. And just so we get a bit of separation, how much younger than you is Angela?
Angela was born when I was 11, and Joseph was born when I was 13.
And what year were you born?
1980.
Do you remember where you grew up?
Yeah, I grew up in a few different cities. I was born in Salinas, California, and I lived there until I was almost 12.
And what was life like in Salinas?
For the first years of my life, it was really good.
When you say that, before you continue, let's clarify. What do you mean by first years?
I would say until about age 7, it was a fairly ideal childhood.
Okay, different people have different meanings when they say ideal, so why don't you describe for us what you mean by ideal childhood?
I have predominantly positive memories of my childhood at that time. My brother and I lived when I was about 4 years old, we moved to a house in a cul-de-sac. We had the center lot, so it was a huge backyard, and we had a lot of places to play there. There were trees to climb. There were other kids in the neighborhood and in the cul-de-sac that we played with. We were close in age, so my family traveled a lot. We went camping. We went to all the theme parks in California.
Did you go to school?
Of course, yes, I went to school.
And you went to grade school in Salinas then?
Yes, I went to a private school for about 3 years and then a public school.
Were you and Carl in school together, or did you go to different schools?
We were in school together. I was held back in kindergarten, so even though we're 2 years apart, he was only 1 grade behind me.
And tell us about your parents at that time, to your recollection. Were they both working? Was your mom at home? Tell us about that.
Yeah, when I was younger, I remember my mom used to work. I guess she was working as a server with my dad. He owned restaurants my whole life. And then when I was around 11 or 12, she became a dental assistant.
Okay. And you mentioned your life was, well, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what your interests were as a child?
Yes, I had pets, cats, dog, fish. I had a rat. I loved animals. We had a lot of pets. My brother had frogs, things like that. We played a lot of hopscotch and 2-square when we were younger. We went roller skating. They didn't really have rollerblades yet, or at least that we used.
We fast forwarded a little bit. We'll go back.
We rode bikes a lot. We did a lot of camping. I'm sorry, I kind of forgot the question.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, of course you did.
Well, you're speaking very quietly. Are you nervous today?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
What's that?
Yes.
Okay.
Very nervous.
Could you do me a favor and pull the mic a little closer to you? Jodi, one of the things that you said a couple questions ago when we were speaking is that your life was pretty ideal up until about age 7. Is something different after age 7, or?
It seemed like, well, my parents would just, spank us or hit us as discipline. So it seemed like at age 7, around then, it started getting a little bit more intense.
That's something I remember.
I wonder if she even informed her mom she was going this route.
You said they started spanking you.
Well, I was spanked before on occasion. Just it seemed like the frequency and the intensity of it increased around that age.
What do you mean by that, frequency and intensity?
Well, just there were, I think that's the first year my dad started using a belt. My mom began to carry a wooden spoon in her purse.
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
May we approach?
You may. Objection overruled.
4 objections, 2 sidebars.
Jodi, if you could,
Count.
first of all, do us all a favor again. I know it's difficult. I know you're nervous. You've told us before. But if you could just speak up a little louder, make sure everybody can hear you, okay?
Okay.
You were just now telling us that your mother carried a spoon with her. What did she do with that spoon?
It was a wooden kitchen spoon that she would keep in her purse, and if we were misbehaving, my brother and I, this was before Angela and Joseph were born, although it continued through that point. If we were misbehaving, she would use it on us. Sometimes she would pull the car over, and, if we were just being brats or something.
What do you mean by use it on you?
She would hit us with it.
No.
She hit you hard?
It felt pretty hard, yes. It left welts.
It left welts on your body?
Yes.
When
If it
your
wasn't
dad
super sad.
hit you with the belt,
If it wasn't,
did that
she
leave welts on
basically
your body?
killed her dad with his testimony.
Rephrase.
You told us that your dad hit you with the belt
Yes.
after age 7.
Yes.
Did he leave welts?
He didn't leave welts as often as my mom. She also used a belt. My dad was very intimidating, so I don't think he needed to hit us quite as hard to get the point across. My mom didn't carry that fear factor with her, so I think she used more force. So her blows felt a lot worse, actually.
Physically or emotionally?
Both.
You loved your mother?
Yes.
And she
I did.
hit you?
Yes.
You said that these were frequent, these incidents where your mother would hit you, they were frequent and intense. I think those are your words, right?
They were definitely intense, but they increased in frequency
Okay.
as I got a little older.
Can you discern for us how many times a week your mother would beat you with this spoon?
I don't recall how many times particularly, but it seemed like it could go anywhere from 4 times a week to once every 2 weeks. It just depended.
Okay. Now, how long did you live in Salinas? How old were you?
I was born there and I lived there until age 11.
Okay. So let me ask you this, that you talked about these beatings that began at age 7 when you lived in Salinas. Tell us about the next few years before you left Salinas. Did you continue going to school, that sort of thing? Tell us about that.
Yes, I went to a public school, had a lot of friends. My brother was at that school too, and he had his own circle of friends. And we would just do things together, school activities, after school activities. And
Activities, what were your interests at this point in time in your life?
I began to get into art. Again, my pets were very central in my life at that time.
So I kicked them.
I began to read a lot of books. I took piano lessons. My brother and I took karate lessons. He learned the clarinet. I learned the flute, things like that, just general.
Okay. Do me a favor, because when you say the word art, like you mean a a lot of things to a lot of different people in terms of, it's a pretty broad area. So were there certain areas of the art world that you were interested in, or can you describe that for us?
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I liked to color just with Crayolas. And my older sister and I would color, and there were a lot of colors. She had the big box with all of the Crayolas. And so we would draw pictures and just watch cartoons and that kind of thing. So I would have coloring books, and I just began to take an interest in that because I wasn't able to draw what I saw, but I would see art, and it would fascinate me. So I slowly began to practice doing that.
Okay. Now, at this point in time, did the beatings from your mother and father, did they continue?
One time at band
Yes.
camp.
Did they increase in nature?
They began to increase, I'd say, all the way through my teenage years.
Did they increase, you've talked about frequency and severity. Did the level of the brutality increase?
Yes, my brother and I we didn't like being hit. I know I didn't. So we would squirm around a little, and so the more we squirmed, the harder they would try to whack us. So just as that progressed, things would increase, At one point, I don't think she meant to, but my mom broke my brother's vein in his wrist because he was putting his hand behind his back to block one of her blows. And, as I became a teenager, my dad would get rougher and rougher.
Okay. Before we go on to rougher and rougher, let me ask you this, and I'm not simply talking physically. How did they feel? How did you feel when your own mother was beating you?
When I was younger, I remember feeling, I didn't have a word for it then, but I can describe it as betrayed and confused. And as I got a little bit older, it would just really make me mad because I didn't get why. I don't know, I understood that I was being punished, but I would just be mad at her a lot over that because it hurt.
Because you still loved her?
Yeah, I loved my mom.
Even though she was still beating you, you still loved her?
Yes, it put a strain on our relationship, but I still loved her, of course.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
I still loved her.
Going back to what you said a few minutes ago about your dad and the beatings getting rougher and rougher, could you describe for us what you mean by that?
Yeah, he never beat me with his fists or anything, but he would just shove me into furniture, sometimes into the piano or things like that, into tables, chairs, desks, whatever was around. He would just push me really hard, and I would go flying into that. One time I hit a doorpost. The side of my head hit the doorpost, and it knocked me out momentarily. I just remember waking up on the ground with my mom was there. We were all arguing. I was arguing with my mom, and he got involved. And so I remember waking up, and she was telling him to be careful.
And this incident you just described about you passing out or knocking into a door frame or doorpost, as you described it. Do you remember how old you were when this happened?
By then I was age 17, maybe 16, but I think I was 17.
Okay. Let's back up a little bit because you talked about instances of you being pushed into furniture and a piano, like it was just like nothing to it. Did this happen a lot?
Not as often with my dad as with my mom, but it just, I don't know, if I did something to upset them, it would happen.
Okay.
Sometimes I got grounded. That became more the norm in high school, so the physical punishment was a little bit more farther apart, but more intense than it was prior.
At this time that you were getting these beatings from your dad, did you love him as well?
Yes, of course.
In this time period now, you said you moved from Salinas about age 11?
Yes.
Okay. And where did you move to?
We moved to Santa Maria, California.
And I know we talked about this is where in Santa Maria, your dad was pushing you into furniture, right? Is this where these things
Yeah,
were
these
taking place?
things really started in Santa Maria.
Okay. And was that where you went to, would that have been your junior high years, if I follow that correctly?
Yeah, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Okay. And did you go to school with Carl then?
I did.
Okay. And what were your interests at that point in time?
At that point, I was really focused on trying to make new friends. That was kind of difficult. In 6th grade, I went to an elementary school, and then in 7th grade, I went to another new school it was called junior high school, then it's now middle school, I guess. But, so it seemed like I was constantly going to new schools. There was this new school, then another new school, and then, then we moved again. And so it was just hard to make friendships. I did make a few close friends though.
Okay. Well, you mentioned earlier that in your grade school years, you had an interest in art.
Yes.
Okay. Did that continue through junior high?
Definitely. I don't remember so much in 6th grade focusing on my art, but in junior high,
I don't know.
I took an art class, maybe 2 art classes both years. And I had a really cool art teacher, and he mentored me.
Okay. Let me ask you, as it relates to your parents,
Did he just pretend to fall asleep? Can we go back a second?
Teacher, and he mentored me.
okay. Let me ask you, as it relates to your parents.
Kind of. He kind of did.
How was your interest in art received? Did they encourage that? How was it received by your parents?
They didn't discourage me by any means, but they were lukewarm, I'd say. It's like, oh, that's nice. They weren't really moved by it, I don't think. I was getting a lot of praise from my classmates and my art teacher and other people, but I didn't really get that from them. They were just a little bit indifferent, but not disappointed.
Was that hard for you not to get encouragement from your parents?
Yeah, that's true.
It didn't really bother me at that time. I would think it was kind of the norm, so I was accustomed to it.
I think it's important to
By
remember
that time
that
in your life, you were used to them not fostering your interests, right?
Yeah.
Kirk was using the defense she wanted to go with. It
Let
wasn't
me ask you
necessarily
this.
what he wanted to go
Did your
with.
parents ever show any interest as you were growing up in your artwork? Did they ever foster your interest in art?
They did minimally at one point. I think this was after I moved to Santa Maria. I was enrolled in one art class, which was after school, and it lasted a few weeks. I created a few pieces, a few projects, and I remember other family members being more encouraging. I have a cousin who's a very accomplished artist, and he complimented my work, and that was in the presence of my parents, so
Okay.
they never really went out of their way to, display it or anything like that, but.
All right. And where did you go to high school?
I went to high school, after 8th grade, we moved to Northern California, to Yreka, and I went to Yreka Union High School.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You said
It's
Yreka
called,
something.
at least when I was there, it's called Yreka Union High School.
Okay. And I'll ask just because it's different in different places. What grades were you in when you entered Yreka High School?
That school is grades 9 through 10. I'm sorry, 9 through 12.
Okay. So what years then did you enter? Did you enter in your freshman year or later?
Freshman year.
Okay.
Why?
And so you were starting off at a new school again in high school, right?
Yes.
Okay. And just to give us a sense of things, how far was Yreka from Santa Maria where you moved from?
I don't know the mileage, but let's see, from Salinas to Santa Maria, it's 8 hours, and then, I'm sorry, Salinas to Wairika is 8 hours, and then Santa Maria is another 3 hours south, so
So you were several hours.
over 10
away from your
hours, yeah,
friends,
over 10, yeah.
Did you know anybody at Wairika High School when you were going?
I didn't know anybody when I moved there, but my mother went to, I don't know if she went to school with or knew another woman about her age who had a daughter my age that was going into going into high school as well. So we hung out a little bit during the summer, so I knew her and her sister, but that was it.
Just a couple people.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned when you moved to, based on what you told us before, we corrected understanding that the beatings, the pushing of the furniture, that sort of thing with your dad continued throughout your high school years.
Yes.
Were those the incidents you were talking about before, about being pushed into the post and the furniture, or were there other incidents?
That happened when I was
We're
in
not
high
going to watch
school.
the whole thing.
There
We're
were a
just
few
kind of
things that
prepping.
happened right before we moved.
For Kirk's appearance on Monday
A bunch of
night.
friends and I one night decided, like the
When
last night
she
I was there, we decided to
is on the
sneak out
stand
of the house and hang out. And
for 18 days total.
my parents woke up and found out.
3
So
of
when I
those
came
days,
back,
juror questions.
my dad asked where I'd been, and I had fallen asleep. He woke me up around 6, and so when I sat up and I was disoriented because I had been sleeping, so I didn't give him a satisfactory answer. So he hit me across the face, and I fell back down, and then he sat me back up and asked me again, and I didn't give him a satisfactory answer, so he hit me across the face again, and I fell down again.
When you say he hit you across the face, did he punch you?
No, it was an open-handed,
Yep.
hard slap.
Monday at 8:45.
Do you recall, did you bleed?
No, I didn't. Not that I recall.
Did you bruise?
Not that I recall.
Did it hurt?
Yes.
From the basket.
Just so we can clarify as well, your dad's a pretty big guy, right?
He was very big at that time. His health he's frail now, but he was very big at the time.
Can you give us an idea about tall and how much he weighed at that time?
I don't know his weight, but he's about 5'11". He used to bench press 520 pounds. He was a really big guy for a while.
You said he used to bench press 500 something pounds.
520, yes.
Was that a hobby of his, weightlifting,
Wow.
or can you describe that for us?
Yes, he was very much into weightlifting. He had, I guess it was like a Bowflex machine at home. I think it was called Soloflex. It was one from like the 80s, but he would use that a lot to work out. He was into martial arts. We watched a lot of movies like that. Things like that. He went to the gym frequently.
To your knowledge, was your mom aware, I know you mentioned the one incident where your mom was present, was your mom aware of your dad beating you?
Well, when she was present, yes, of course. Sometimes we were on road trips together, and they would take turns if they, had to pull the car over or something. Not that it happened several times in one trip, but I remember it being both my mom and my dad punishing me in the presence of each other. And I don't know, when she was gone, I assumed they would talk about it.
Also,
Okay.
don't go.
We talked a little bit about your dad during high school and your mom with the wooden spoon. In your younger years, did your mom's beatings with the wooden spoon, did they continue in high school?
John Thomas is a lawyer because he watches
They
movies
continued
too.
for a short time, but I think as I turned 16, 17, I don't recall her carrying the wooden spoon around. She would just start grabbing whatever was available, like a hairbrush, or she had acrylic nails, so sometimes she would grab me and dig her nails into my skin, things like that.
Okay. In high school, what were some of your interests?
In high school, I was very interested in learning Spanish, so I took that all throughout high school and middle school. I was getting into art. I was excited to get my driver's license. I traveled abroad to Costa Rica to learn Spanish better. had a few friends. I didn't really make a lot of close friends like I had before. It just seemed like I was constantly making friends and then we were moving away. So,
She actually was her interests were.
sustained.
Did you have a lot of friends in high school?
I had a large circle of friends, but nobody I was very close with.
Would I be correct in assuming
He was the
that
defense
your
attorney for
interest in
Lori
art by the
Vallow.
time you're in high school moved
Boy.
beyond the
There
Crayola
were
crayon phase?
Yeah, very much so.
There were some
Tell us about
doozy
that.
quotes from that.
I was at my grandmother's house one day and she had an old set of oil paint. And I knew what oil paint was. I'd never worked in that medium before. So I didn't know what I was doing. I just took a piece of printer paper and started painting oil paint on this paper. And it began to,
Not sure.
oil began to spread around the paint. So I figured, okay, that's not going to work. So I went to Michael's, the arts and crafts store, and bought some supplies and began to experiment with that and started painting.
And did you work during high school?
I did. My dad owned a restaurant at the north end of town. It's now a Mexican restaurant, but he owned it then, and I would work as a server there from the time I was a freshman on through, I think, 96 or 7 when he closed it.
So you started working in ninth grade. How old were you in ninth grade?
In ninth grade, I was 15.
And was there a certain amount of days you worked while you were in high school?
He put me on a few afternoons and the weekends.
Okay. Did you graduate high school?
No, I didn't.
Why didn't you graduate high school?
At the time, about 3 months, well, it's kind of complicated.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it. Did you drop out of high school?
Yes, I did.
Where were you living at the time you dropped out of high school?
I was living with my boyfriend at the time, about a little town 6 miles outside of Wairika.
Let's break that. Why did you leave? Prior to that, were you living with your parents?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you leave your parents' home to go live with your boyfriend?
I was kind of becoming tired of the discipline, and I was 3 months until I was 18. And one day they decided to ground me until I was 18 because I skipped one period in high school because there was a final for I was taking a college history class, US history, and I didn't feel like I'd adequately studied for the exam, so I skipped that period to study for the exam and decided I would make it up the next day. So I parked my car in the parking lot of Rite Aid and just cracked open the book, and I was studying it for that hour. And my dad, somehow he found me. It's a small town, so I guess the school notified him that I wasn't present for that class. So he found me, and at that point, they didn't use physical discipline that day, but I was grounded till I was 18. So I couldn't fathom being grounded for 3 months. When you were grounded in my house, it meant no phone, no TV, no friends, no social functions of any kind. You're in your room, period. So
let me ask you this. This would have been towards the end of your senior year in high school, or was this at the end of your
yeah, it was in May, I think.
Okay, so of your senior year or of your junior?
Maybe April. My junior year,
okay.
Yes.
So you dropped out of high school before you finished your junior year? Is that right?
No, I did finish the junior year, mostly with D's and F's, because toward the end of the year, I just let it all fall apart.
You mentioned discipline, you talked about grounding. Was there any particular physical incident or an incident of abuse that motivated you to leave your parents' home?
One of the incident I described where I was knocked against, I called it a doorpost, I guess it's a door frame. Then at that point the guy I was dating, we started talking about me possibly moving in with him. So after that incident, I began to surreptitiously pack boxes of my things and start moving them out to his house. And then when they grounded me until I was 18, all of my stuff mostly was there. And I thought, I'm just going to go ahead. I was going to wait until I was 18 to move in with him, but it was 3 months away, and it just
use that
made
word
sense to me
right
at the time as a 17-year-old. So I just moved out.
Okay.
She got herself a thesaurus.
After your junior year, then, did you just not go back to school? Is that?
Yeah, I turned 18 that summer. I got a job at another restaurant and began working there full time. I had bills to pay now, car insurance and credit cards and that kind of thing. So to me, it made more sense to work so I could support myself and my boyfriend. He didn't have a job.
And what was your boyfriend's name?
Oh.
His name was Bobby.
What was his last name?
Juarez.
A real winner.
And Mr. Juarez, how old was he in relation to you?
He was 3 years older than me.
So he would have been out of school, I would assume?
20?
Yes, he was out of high school.
And what did he do for a living?
He had never been employed at that point, so.
But he wanted her to move in.
It was an isolated town we lived in, and it was difficult to obtain employment.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, as it relates to Mr. Juarez, when did you meet him?
I first met him the first summer that I moved to Yreka when I was 15. The carnival comes to town, and so I was there with the girl I'd mentioned that my mom introduced me to. Her and her sister, we were there. And I saw him walking in a crowd with a few other friends, and he caught my eye. He was very intriguing looking. He was kind of dressed like 18th century goth, kind of. He was.
Well, can you describe for some of us who may not follow
please.
that reference?
Please describe.
Describe what he was wearing. Maybe.
Yeah, it was like July or August when I met him, and it's in the maybe triple digits in the temperature. It's very hot. Yreka gets really hot, not quite like the desert, but in the triple digits in the summer. But this guy was dressed in a black suit and a high collar white shirt, and he was on crutches. He had long, dark, curly hair, and he just seemed intriguing to me. So I remember seeing him walk by, and I didn't approach him or anything, but I noticed him. So we spent the day there, my friends and I, walking around, and at one point they were getting in line for the zipper. I didn't want to get on the zipper. There was only 2 per cage anyway, so I was kind of the third odd one out. So I just stood next to the line waiting for them to go on the zipper and come back. But I was just looking around, and I caught his eye again, and he was looking right at me. And he motioned for me to come over. He went like that.
I mean, I'm cool with it.
I didn't know if he was talking to me, so I kind of looked around and looked at him again, and he did it again. So I walked up to him, and he said, in a very kind way, he said, "Do you want to go in?" Oh, sorry. 15.
Let me ask you this without telling you what he said, and just
8 objections, 2
to
sidebars.
clarify a bit based on what you told us, he would have been around the age of 18 at this time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you were 15. You meet him at a state fair.
Yes.
Thing. Okay. Tell us then, do you begin a relationship at that point in time, or just kind of describe for us how that relationship was at that time?
No, he invited me to go on the zipper with him, so we went on one ride with that and talked a little bit as we were flipping around, and after that we parted, and I didn't see him again for a while.
Okay. When did you see him again?
I think it was October, maybe November of that same year. I was at a homecoming football game for my high school, and I saw him again, and he was with some friends. And I was really shy, but I wanted to say hi to him. So I walked up to him and said, "Do you remember me?" And he said he remembered me, but he couldn't remember my name. So I told him I didn't remember his name either. So we kind of reintroduced ourselves, and he said, "Tell me your phone number and I promise I'll remember it." So I gave him the house phone, which was my parents' phone. We didn't have cell phones. And he remembered it and called me.
Did you begin dating at that time?
No, we were just friends. We talked for a while. We weren't dating. He was actually seeing a girl, I think. I don't remember.
Okay. So you were just friends for a period of time?
Yeah, several months we were just friends.
But you were telling us he became your boyfriend at that point, so I'm assuming at some point in time that you two began dating.
Yeah, the girl broke up with him, and there was a period of time where he was single and I was single, and we started just talking more and more. And then I think it was on New Year's that year when I was a freshman.
He's coming
we
on the
decided
show
to
on
become
Monday
boyfriend, girlfriend.
at 8:45.
And then you said that was your the beginning of your sophomore year?
I would have still been a freshman then.
Okay. And you said you were going to become boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, you guys decided that. Was he still in high school at that point in time?
No, he was out of high school.
And to your recollection, was he working at that point in time?
No, he wasn't working.
Okay. Describe for us then what being boyfriend and girlfriend at that stage in your life meant for you and Mr. Juarez.
For us, I didn't have a car. I didn't have a driver's license yet. I think I was getting my permit that year.
2013.
So
The
he
murder
would
was
come to town,
2008.
and so during lunch, a lot of kids would leave campus, and there's a small gas station, USA gas station near the high school. So I would walk down there and he would be there. There was an arcade there, and he really liked video games. So we would meet there and just hang out, hold hands, that kind of thing.
How long at this point in time, how long did you date Bobby continuously from the time that you were 15 till you moved out of the home?
No, we stayed together for a while, and I think at age 15, I felt like the relationship was getting very intense. He was talking about being together forever, and, you know, I loved him, but I didn't feel like I was in love with him, and I knew at age 15, there's no way I could decide who I wanted to spend the rest of my life with at that point. So he wanted to move to San Francisco, and he had all kinds of wild ideas, which they seemed fun, but they were just
more emotionally mature at 15
not
than she is
where I
now.
was. So at that point, I broke up with him.
What do you mean wild ideas?
Well, he entertained the belief in vampires, and he thought, well, let's go to San Francisco and see if we can find some real vampires. And, you know, I used to read Anne Rice novels at the time. It seemed like it didn't seem realistic to me, but it seemed like it was just an idea that I would go along with, you know, with him.
And this was at a time when you were about 15 years of age. You wanted to move to San Francisco and hunt vampires, right?
So we could live together forever and be together forever.
Was there a certain point in time then when this was going on and you said it was getting too intense for you? Did you and Mr. Juarez break up?
Yes. It was one afternoon. I broke up with him on the phone. I don't know where my parents were, but my Aunt Lisa was at the house. She was picking my brother and I up. I was having this conversation with him. He was very upset.
From Frankie and Shireen.
And Lisa wanted us to leave. She wanted to take us. We had to go somewhere with her. So I didn't have time to stay on the phone with him for a long time and talk through it with him. So I had to sort of abruptly end the phone call shortly thereafter. And it was, I don't know, I guess he didn't take that well.
Okay. What do you mean by you guess he didn't take it that well?
I found out a few years later that he...
Objection, Pearson.
Approach. Overruled, you may continue.
Sorry, Mr. Harris. We were asking, you said you understood that Mr. Juarez didn't take the breakup you had when you were about 15. So describe for us what you mean by that.
I learned a few years later that he slit both of his wrists and tried to kill himself. And he was committed to some kind of psychiatric ward in Citrus Heights, just north of Sacramento.
That escalated very quickly.
Did you have, after this phone call where you broke up and you left the home, did you have any sort of relationship with him in between that and the well, let me ask you this way. It sounds like he was your boyfriend again about the time when you turned 18, right? A few months
Yes.
beforehand?
Thank you, Indy.
How did that come about?
We didn't talk at that point for a few years. It's kind of silly.
There's an argument that
older
at a
man
certain
that used
point,
to come into my parents' restaurant. I'd say he was in his 60s,
Jodi
maybe 70s.
did some
and
stuff that
he always had his Bible.
removed that,
And it was a small
confidentiality.
pocket version of the New Testament, and he had it all marked up.
I
And
can't remember his exact
he
argument.
was always,
I'll have to look.
quoting Bible scripture and things.
That was his
and,
counter.
He had done the math in the Bible and determined that he knew when the second coming was going to occur. And he said it was going to occur September 23rd, 1997. So I was really naive and I kind of believed him.
Before?
So he would come in weekly or several times a week on my shift and continue to reiterate that. So, I mean, at the time I was non-denominational Christian and this seemed important. So
I hadn't seen that.
I
I'll have to
thought
find it.
that Bobby should know about it because at the time he wasn't religious and he was uncertain about his spirituality, at least when I last had known him. So to me, it was important that he at least hear that information so he could make a decision for himself. So I made contact with him again and called him in, I think, mid-September 2007.
Okay,
I'm sorry, 1997.
Just so we're clear, in terms of your high school years, how long of a break, I guess, was there between this phone call that you made to break up with Mr. Juarez and the phone call you made to recontact him? How long of a break was there in between those two?
I'd say, let's see, maybe 19 months.
So you make this phone call to Mr. Juarez, and you said this was in 1997?
Yes.
Okay. And where would you have been in school then? Would you be in junior year? Or?
I was just starting my junior year.
Okay. And subsequent to this phone call, did you begin to maintain a friendship with Mr. Juarez? Tell us about how that evolved.
Well, when I first called, he answered the phone. I could recognize his voice. And I said, "Is Bobby there?" And he said, "Yeah, who's this?" And I said, "Jodi." And I immediately heard a click. So I left it alone and I thought, okay, because our last phone call some years back didn't end well. And so the next night I tried one more time and the same thing happened. So I left it alone. And about
Let me ask you this before we continue. You mentioned that Wairika was a pretty small town, right?
Yes.
And
you never ran into Mr. Juarez in between these two phone calls?
No, he didn't live in Wairika. He lived in Montague, which is 6 miles from Wairika. It's even smaller. I think there's about 1,000 people in that town.
Okay. But never during this time did you run into him at all?
No.
Okay. And I'm sorry, you talked about you called him a couple times, you hear the click on the other end of the phone. How does the relationship progress from that point?
I don't know how many days later. It was under a week, maybe 4 days, maybe 5 days. I was on the phone with a friend of mine and we were talking and I heard the call waiting beep. So I clicked over and I heard someone say, "Is Jodi there?" And I recognized his voice. So I clicked back over and said, "I have to call you back." So I clicked back over and we started talking again.
Okay. Did you, after that conversation, did you become friends again? Did you start dating again? Just describe that for us.
Yeah, I felt kind of silly explaining to him why I was calling him, especially knowing that his religious beliefs at that time were not really defined. And I kind of expected him to laugh at me, but it was important to me. So I told him the reason I was calling, and
Overruled, you may continue.
he expressed appreciation for that, which surprised me. We just sort of picked up from there and began talking again.
Just talking mean dating?
No, not yet.
Tell us how the relationship progressed from him making telephone contact with you.
Well, at the time I had a boyfriend. He lived in another country. So we corresponded. So it wasn't a romantic reason. Like I had said, I reached out to him for a spiritual reason. I don't know if he was seeing anybody at that time. I don't think he was. He used to call a party line a lot and meet people on that. I guess this was before the internet was really, in every single home.
Let me interrupt you a little bit there on a couple of different things. You said he made contact on a party line. What is that?
Was seeing anybody at that time.
Watch.
I don't think he was. He used to call a party line
She
a
gets
lot and
real
meet people
hard.
on that. I guess this was before the internet was really, in every single home.
Let me interrupt you a little bit there on a couple.
That is the face of somebody who does not want to be interrupted at all. That is a scary face. Lips pursed, just pissed. I don't want to see that ever. Like, ever. That is scary. A lot. Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to watch this until the next break. When the break hits, we're going to... when the break hits, we're going to pause for the night for two reasons. One, it's Friday night. Go to bed. But two, I've got a Kirk Nurmi book to read too. And so it's midnight here. It's going to be a late night. But we'll go till the next break.
A couple of different things. You said he made contact on a party line. What is that? Can you describe that for us?
From my understanding, I didn't talk on it, but from my understanding, it was a 900 number that you could call, and it's like a chat room, but it's on the telephone instead of on the computer.
And you chatted to Bobby that way, or he?
I didn't. He chatted with other people that way.
And you also mentioned, I don't want to be too far from it, you mentioned that when he made this contact with you, after the contact he made for what you described as spiritual reasons, you said that you had a boyfriend in another country, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what was that boyfriend's name?
Victor.
Did Victor have a last name?
Arias, ironically.
I'm sorry, what?
His last name was also Arias.
Okay.
Come again.
And where did you meet?
Did we do a 23andMe?
Victor Arias.
The summer that I turned 17, right before I turned 17 in July,
I guess you don't
flew
have
to
to
Costa Rica
fill out any
on an
paperwork to
exchange
change your
program,
name if you
and I
choose
spent 3
to.
weeks there with a family.
Good
Their name was
grief.
also Arias, and
Oh, she
they
made it
had
up. Well,
2 sons and 2 daughters in that family, and the oldest son was just a little older than me, and so we kind of clicked and got to know each other and sort of had a little romance kind of blossom thing. I don't know, it was like my first experience of like the warm fuzzy, somebody that I really felt that I cared for.
Okay, and that relationship lasted a few weeks, or tell me how it lasted beyond
he's like,
it sort
I
of
don't remember reading this anywhere.
began to develop while I was in Costa Rica. And I flew back toward the end of, I had my 17th birthday there in that country. And then I flew back near the end of July. And
Thanks for
we
cleaning up after
corresponded and
yourself.
talked occasionally on the phone through August. And then he flew to the United States that September and stayed in Redding, which is a city about 100 miles south of Wairika. He had some people that he knew
Court-appointed.
there. He stayed there about
was
a week, I think, and then
court-appointed.
stayed at my house for 2 weeks before
then
flying back.
He left
And
the state
when did he
office, right?
come stay for you for 2
And
weeks?
wanted
When
to
was
get
that?
pulled off of the
That
case. And they
was
wouldn't
early
let him.
September 1997.
So this is about the time then that you were, close to the time that you were in contact with Mr. Juarez as well, right?
Yes, it was just right before that.
Okay. And you considered Mr. Arias to be a boyfriend?
Yeah, actually, he had given me a ring, and it was kind of a promise ring, like we were going to get married, but we weren't officially engaged. So we would talk about children and marriage, and he wanted me to come live down there and start a family.
Okay. You said it's your first experience of, I guess, what we call young love, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I wouldn't say totally in love, but it was my first taste of being like,
It
just
was
feeling
like, it wasn't like.
warm about somebody, if that makes sense.
It wasn't Facebook official.
As it relates to your situation then, Mr. Arias, Victor, he goes back to Costa Rica, I assume, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the relationship becomes one probably, is it primarily of letters, phone calls? Describe that for us.
Yeah, we wrote a lot. The postman actually got to know my name and face, and he would tease me every time I went to the post office to get it stamped to send to Costa Rica. And I would receive letters from him that were really romantic, and the Spanish language is very romantic, so he would write things like that, very romantic.
Okay, and relative to your age, how old was Victor?
I don't remember his exact age. I want to say he was about a year older than me. I think we were just, we were very close in age, but he was older than me.
Okay. Now, when you started interacting with Mr. Juarez again, we've heard from your earlier testimony that he became your boyfriend at a certain point in time when you were around 17 years old, right?
Yes.
Okay. Could you just kind of describe for us what happened in that time period?
Are you talking about talking about Lucifer?
Victor was your boyfriend and then
Painting
Bobby
Lucifer?
became your boyfriend?
Yes. Bobby and I would talk a few times a week, and then it became a little more frequent. Victor and I would, I couldn't see myself like moving to Costa Rica and having that kind of life and having children with him. We argued like over little silly things. Victor was very jealous, and so we would I couldn't talk to any of my high school friends that were guys.
Boy, that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
And there was a classmate that I had gone to school with 2 years, over the years, and he had a job there, and
Polly is this painting you're talking about?
Because Victor was from out of the country, and we just were there to get ice cream. It was hot.
That's Jackson Pollock, and that's
he gave us the
Lucifer.
ice cream, and we
If that's the one you're
hadn't
talking
seen
about.
each other all summer. This person that served us, and the interaction I had with him, Victor didn't like it, so we argued over things like that. When we were in Costa Rica, he wanted me always to walk on the inside of on the sidewalk away from the street, and we were at a huge soccer game there. It's a very big deal there. They call it football, but it's soccer. And there was actually someone that walked by that looked a lot like Bobby, and it kind of reminded me of him at the time. He had long, dark, curly hair, and I glanced at him, and Victor got upset. So things like that, I just didn't see myself being in a marriage with him. So I broke up with him around October, maybe November, 1997, on the phone.
On the phone?
Yes.
Okay. After you broke up with Victor, did you continue seeing Mr. Juarez?
We weren't really seeing each other. We were just friends at that time, but we continued to talk.
Okay. When did the friendship move into something more, to be your boyfriend?
It was again around New Year's. I think we spent New Year's Eve. I had a car then, so we drove out to this little white chapel it's called Little Shasta. It's a tiny, it's even smaller town. I don't even know if it's considered a town. And it's this small white chapel with a tall steeple, and there was snow everywhere. And we just kind of hung out there and rung in the new year. Didn't really do it. I had began to develop feelings for him right before Christmas, and so I expressed that, and he said he had feelings for me too, and so we decided to give things another try at that point.
Okay.
Thanks for coming,
And this
Sandra.
would have been a few months prior to you moving in.
Have a super night.
Is that right?
I believe I moved in with him in late April, and so we're around the new year. So 4 months, 4.5, maybe 5.
Did your parents, were they aware of your relationship with, and I'm speaking as it relates to the occasion we're talking about now, when you're 17, excuse me. Did they know about your relationship with Mr. Juarez?
They knew about it. I don't know how they knew. I wasn't very open with them about my relationships because of prior negative experiences with regard to that. So somehow, I mean, it's a small town. I'm sure people told them they saw us running around or hanging out in the park or just walking around, and we hung out. So people would tell my mom and things like that.
Did you ever get any indication that your parents approved or disapproved of this relationship?
I didn't talk extensively with my dad about it, but my mom didn't like the fact that I was with him because she was basing her opinion on him off of rumors she had heard about him.
Okay.
Yes, I will explain that as soon as we hit a break and pause it for the night.
When you described it in high school how you were working for your father at your father's restaurant, right?
Yes.
And you were in high school your junior year. All this was going on at the point in time when you began dating Mr. Juarez, right?
I think my dad's restaurant closed the year prior when I was still a sophomore.
Because I was raised right.
No, I think he closed that spring. I think he closed that spring in 90, that would have been 98. Okay. I can't remember. It was sometime in high school he closed his restaurant.
Okay. Did you work elsewhere after that?
Yes.
Before you moved out?
Did I? Yes. I worked briefly as a hostess at a little restaurant called Grandma's House.
And during this point in time when you're a 17-year-old high school student, Mr. Juarez is out of school, are you supplying him with money at this point in time before you've left school?
Yes. Well, he lived with...
She was supplying him money?
2 people he called mom and dad. I think they were his grandparents. Bobby said he was adopted, so his real parents, it was kind of, I never really met them. But he lived with them. They would be his mom and dad by definition. So I think they were just supplying, clothing and shelter and food and that kind of thing at that point.
Okay. So going back to my question, were you supplying Mr. Juarez with money
obviously.
At this point,
it could happen.
Then you leave high school and you move in
while,
with Mr. Juarez, right?
We build up.
Yes. Mm-hmm. In the spring.
And you mentioned that he was living with persons you believe to be his grandparents, his adopted grandparents.
I don't know if they were really related or if he just called them his parents. But if anything, they were more like his grandparents, but he called them mom and dad.
You say that because of their age,
Yeah, they were very much older. I actually saw who everyone around town kind of knew was his mother, but he didn't want anything to do with her, and she was more appropriate age to be his mother. And these people were more like in their 70s, late 70s maybe.
Okay. When you spoke about your first relationship with Mr. Juarez, you spoke about... I think it's because
she wanted to tell it.
His desire to...
She thought it was
important. Move to San Francisco and chase vampires and be with you forever, and how he dressed.
This guy right here. Oh, you can't see him. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. I'm going to go back. He's not buying it. He's not buying it. Hold on. We're going to do this real fast here.
As you spoke about his desire to move to San Francisco and chase vampires and be with you forever, and how he dressed in a goth style.
He says something, and I don't know what it is, but
was that 15-year-old Bobby the same way he was when you got back together with him?
No, he was 20 now. He was a little more mature, but he still had that eccentricity about him. He had a flair. For Halloween, he would dress up as the character played by Brandon Lee from The Crow, with the white face, all black leather and all that. So it was a Halloween thing, but he really got into that, and he did it pretty well, actually. So he was still drawn to that, and part of that was fascinating to me. I thought he was beautiful on the inside and out, and I was attracted to him in that regard. And but he was a little more down to earth at this point.
All right. I know I said a break, but I don't know if they were going to get a break. I've marked down our spot in that. Oh, good grief. Good gracious. All right. So I had a question about Sunday. Yes. So from here on out, as long as I have a moment to put them together, which 2 weeks is good to do. I've got a big old backlog. Also, Paula, I didn't know that. But of course. So yes, Sunday. So WTF is every other Sunday. And I thought it would be a cool idea to, on those off Sundays, basically do kind of just a video drop. Not necessarily a premiere, just a drop of a video. So not really a live chat, but it's available. And so it's going to be for 3 days, from Sunday till Wednesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, 3 days, right? Oh, well, I guess that's kind of 4. It'll be Sunday evening when it drops. We'll do what I'm calling sidebar. And so those are going to be one-shot cases. And by that, I mean 1 episode cases, because our trials go on and on. But it'll be a whole case in around 45 minutes to an hour and 15, hour and a half at most. And so you'll have visuals, and I will be, doing a script for the most part, with maybe some side comments because it's me and everybody knows me. So that's what's going to happen. I can show, I did in the beginning, I can show it again. I'll show you kind of the style of what sidebar is going to look like. And I'll show you the intro real quick. And so if you're interested in doing, if you're interested in any cases, you can email me, JT at 13th jurorpodcast.com. And I can take a look into seeing if that list or if that case is something that we could cover, and add it to the list of cases that we have running. So that's something that I'm interested in doing. I love doing that stuff. It comes from podcasting. It's enjoyable to me, and hopefully you all like it. It'll just get better as it goes on. So I'll show you real quick one more time. So there's sidebar. It's going to be kind of a yellowish gold. And then here is the intro. Boom, sidebar. And so that'll be happening every other Sunday, or the Sundays when WTF is not. And that will effectively mean that Brandi and I will be providing content to you all 6 out of 7 days of the week, while still making it manageable and also sustainable, because that's important to us, but also providing things to you all to kind of gnaw on, chew on, is important to us. And so hopefully you like that. And I'm talking cases that are, all over the map. We've got high profile serial killers. We've got kind of lower profile cases. The first one, so this Sunday, the case is going to be on the Norfolk 4. Feel free to look it up, but it's going to talk about the Norfolk 4, and then it's also going to talk about false confessions as well. So I'll hit a little bit on that too. Lady in Gray called me out. I'm not a Steelers fan per se, but I married into a Steelers family, which is really funny since my entire extended family is from Ohio, and I picked up the fact that the Browns played there. You don't pick the Browns pick you. And so it's great going to a football game where it's the Browns and the Steelers, and I'm at their house and the TV's on. I just assume we're going to lose. All right, so let's not drag this out any longer. I appreciate you all, like a whole bunch. I think Brandi and I hopefully made that pretty clear earlier on. Somebody said Israel Keys. I put it down. I wrote it down. Carmen said that. Yes, I wrote it down. Boy, he is something. He's scary. Absolutely scary. But yeah, we are going to talk. Yes, Nan, I am going to talk about the Reed method as well. The interrogation method that's led to a ton of false confessions. And then I'm also going to juxtapose that with the peace method, which is used in the UK. And so we'll talk about that. Thank you for reminding me. That's also part of Sunday. And again, if you're not a member, that's totally fine. Brandi and I don't want to put up like paywalls. At the same time, we want to be able to reward our members for being awesome. And so, not that you're not awesome if you're not a member, but we want to reward our members. And so Sunday it'll come out for members. Wednesday that will lift and be available for everybody. And so that's kind of what we'll be doing. So thank you all so much for sticking around on a Friday night. I appreciate you. Thank you for showing up for night court jury duty. I appreciate it. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. And good grief, we need a little more of this in the world. Don't forget to smile. Bye, everybody. I'll see you, not live, but I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.